Oh, dude, we're live. This is great. Hold on. Let's switch over to the screen where people can see us. Uh, that's around here somewhere. Here it is. Guys, what's happening? Look at everybody out there. What's going on? Brian Paul right here from Without Parole, and with me to your right is AJ from the Underground, PSVR Underground. Dude, what's going on, AJ?
Oh man, what's up, Brian?
Oh,
What's up, soon to be Dave? What's up, Game Cats? All of you, look at all the people in the chat. I feel like there is some excitement, Brian.
dude, and there should be some excitement because this is the first state of play in a very long time that Sony was like, hey, this one's for you guys. This one's for the PlayStation 4 gamers. This one's for PlayStation VR gamers. Like don't expect much PlayStation 5 stuff, and it's gonna be 40 minutes long, so it's like room for a ton of announcements. Do you want to dive into this right now? We got 29 minutes before the show starts. Do you want to?
You know how this is. This 29 minutes will be over before we know it.
Yeah, we're like maybe we should hold off for a second, and then and then next thing we know, we're trying to get in all of our thoughts like in the absolute last seconds as the timer's counting down. So maybe we should just jump right into it.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly have a lot to talk about today. What is up, man? Everybody in the chat, once again, big shout out to you, all of you guys chilling, hanging out. So today is the first day to play in a while. And recently Sid Schumann, my dude, posted. He doesn't know me.
I was like,
he doesn't
your
know
dude.
who I am.
Everybody's your dude. If you keep saying it, it loses all meaning.
He's my dude more than I am his dude.
That I can vouch for that. Okay.
So they said updates on upcoming PS4 and PSVR titles take the spotlight. Says it's been a while, but State of Play returns this Thursday, today, with a focus on third-party published games coming to PS4 and PSVR. We'll have a few PS5 game updates on third-party and indie titles you last saw in June's PS5 showcase as well. It is going to be 40 minutes. And he says, just to be super clear, there will be no PlayStation Studios updates in today's episode. There won't be any updates around hardware, business, pre-orders, or dates either. So everybody, put your wallets away. Actually, you might need them just in case they stealth drop something today, which is very possible.
That's true. Let's get the unlikely stuff out of the way first. One of the things you mentioned on that list was PlayStation 5 third-party and indie titles that have already been shown, right? These are some of the things that we'll see today. So let's get that out of the way first. Do you think we're going to see anything PlayStation 5 VR related?
I would love to, but I don't. Everybody, calm down because I am excited too. But I also don't want to get too excited. I want to be really surprised of anything.
Everybody get too excited. Let's do it. And then
everybody go crazy right now.
And then we'll get really disappointed together.
Yeah, but I think one of the coolest things for me to see would be how this is something I don't expect, but would be amazing. How the PSVR 1 works with PS5 or some of the features,
right.
Something like that. I don't expect that, but that would be something I think they could squeeze in if they're talking about PS4 VR and they're like, by the way, here's a little bit of info on PS5 and VR compatibility.
Yeah, to me that makes perfect sense for them to do it now because this is their audience. The audience that is interested in that information is all here right now, right? Because if you wait for an actual PlayStation 5 presentation, something that focuses on, Resident Evil 8 and Gran Turismo and all these other games that are like a big deal and it's like the big names that people are excited for, the last thing I think Sony wants to do at this point is segment the market during that messaging and say, oh, and let's talk about VR for a second. I think this is we talked about for a while that this seemed to be the right move for them to have a separate state of play that's very VR focused and current gen focused to keep everything away from the messaging of PlayStation 5. Like they'll get to that. So I think it'd be a smart move if they handled that today. I just don't know if they're going to. Everything I've ever predicted for Sony to do has always been wrong.
Quick $5 donation from Belramio, the Game Cat. Says, are you ready for 30 minutes He says, "Are you ready for 30 minutes in game, 40 plus minutes, 30 minutes in game footage to cater the Bugsnax hype?"
Sweet.
Oh, that Bugsnax.
Can we get Bugsnax in VR and then everybody will be happy? We don't need anything else. Bugsnax.
Also, Scott Justico says BioShock VR, Brian.
He
knows you too well, doesn't he?
That's been my anytime we're like, hey, let's do a prediction episode. I fucking drag that one out of the barn. I beat it to death. And everyone's disappointed. No BioShock VR yet. What are those guys doing, man? Because they're not making BioShock games.
So, Capcom is a third-party studio. Mm-hmm. That's not a first-party studio. That's not PlayStation correct. Studio. So, I think, like, the Hail Mary of this thing, the highest hopes you could possibly have is to see Resident Evil 8 with VR. But let's just calm down again.
Everybody,
can we get off this? Can we talk about what we do expect?
No, because before we get off of this, the one thing I want to bring up is that there's a chance, and it's a very small chance, it's a minuscule chance that Resident Evil 8 is also going to launch on PlayStation 4.
True, they did do the testing, and they said that there's been rumors that it was being tested on a PS4 Pro, and that it had VR support. So that is, I guess, a possibility.
Capcom wants to make money, man. They want to sell this game to as many people as possible. And with 110 million PlayStation 4s out there, do they want to put all their eggs in one basket and only make a game for PlayStation 5? I don't think anybody really wants to do that right now. They don't want to make a only next-gen game. Especially, we saw the footage. It looks just like Resident Evil 7, except a different environment. I didn't think the graphical quality blew me away at all. It looked like the next first-person Resident Evil game. And so there is a slight possibility we'll see Resident Evil 8 on PlayStation 4 with PSVR support. Now, that's, again, a very slight possibility, and it's probably not going to happen. But I figure we just get it out of the way.
I should let you know, Brian, that I, too, want to give Capcom money for Resident Evil 8 on PS4. If it came out on PS4, I would absolutely play it.
Right, let's just do it. Let's get it out of the way. Let's play it as fast as possible.
And we know there's supposed to be some kind of upgrade system, right? So it could possibly be an upgrade system to the PS5 as well in the future.
Yeah, 100%. And so now that all the unlikely talk is over, let's get to some more likely stuff. What do we really think we're going to see today?
Let's start with, first of all, Joe Grover, the effing game cat, with a $20 donation, says, in thank you so much, Joe, says, in honor of AJ's picture of his bass on Discord. Amazing. Thank you, AJ and Brian. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate you, man. We were talking about instruments and stuff, and yeah, I showed him
your instrument on Discord. I see.
My bajo.
Right.
Yeah. So let's talk about what everybody wants to talk about, and what we think is going to happen was a very slight possible chance. Everybody seems to be very excited, and that is my Vader Immortal. I think Vader Immortal is going to get a release date.
Did you just troll me? Who were you trolling?
We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get to the
Vader Immortal's the safe bet. If there's no Vader Immortal at this show, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna be like, what were you guys thinking? What were you doing? Like, who planned this behind the scenes? If there's no Vader Immortal, then they fucked something up, because that's all they need to do is show 30 seconds of footage, give us a release date and a price, and everyone's gonna lose their shit. We ask for so little.
Vader Immortal, even though it's supposed to be more of an experience, and it does have that gameplay.
The dojo stuff.
The dojo stuff. The dojo. GameCat dojo.
Wait. I wasn't ready. I had coffee in my hand. You can't do that with coffee in one hand.
This is, I think, definitely going to push some headsets. I think a lot of people. My friend, one of my best friends, bought a PSVR for that 15-minute Battlefront Rogue One experience. I think Sony is going to be, when it comes to the marketing, when it comes to the big lights, the big stage, I think they're going to be showcasing big games, big system seller style PSVR games. And that's why I think now is the time for Vader Immortal. They said summer. They said it's coming out this summer. You only have like a month and a half left. So the time is now.
Right. Also, we all know that friend was you.
No, he did. It was funny though because he played Star Wars Battlefront and he bought a PSVR and he had a PS4 Pro and then I played it on his Pro and I was like shit and then I went back and got a PS4 Pro after that.
Nice. So he convinced you to get a Pro. I like it.
Yes, yeah. If you play once you play a Pro in VR, if you have an OG, like I don't recommend it right now because you will be so tempted. Like it adds up so much. But so they are going to be doing this from Twitch. But so the other possibility, Brian,
Uh-oh.
tell us what is the possibility that I think is possibly one of the most anticipated things that people want on VR.
Well, obviously the answer is Operencia by Zen Studios. Right? Obviously, that's the thing everybody's waiting for. They announced it the last time they did a show, and everyone and it was supposed to. And the trailer said available now. They said coming very soon, and here we are, next state of play, still not out. Operencia, what, the Stolen Sun? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Operencia, the Stolen Sun.
Nice. Shout out to Fuck you, I'm Tree Guy. Straka, the VR feline, with the 50. Dave's not here, so I'll say it correctly. Euro donation, saying some donation for Brian's. I gotta scroll back. PlayStation 5 fund. Also, shout out to ADD Underground. ADD Underground. Just watched one of his streams. Epic.
I do have lots. I do have really bad AED, which is why I was like reading the comment or reading the chat, which also says John Thick says I still have an OG. I'm waiting for the PS5 to blow my mind. That jump from right? An OG, that jump from the OG PS4 to a PS5. Oh my god, I can only imagine what that's going to be like.
Yeah, I mean, we told. I feel like we told people up till like 6 or 7 months ago, get the Pro, man. You got to upgrade to a Pro. Got to, especially if you can trade in your current PS4, and get a significant amount of money back. Upgrade to the Pro. But at this point, man, if you haven't upgraded yet, then obviously wait. It should be an amazing jump to the PlayStation 5. So we'll see how that goes. Whitticus, the one game cat, says no Dave today. No Dave currently, but he should be here by 4. So we should be starting the show with him. I'm sure he'll have some hot takes before the show begins. So Operencia, you think that's going to be like the one more thing? It's available right now. I
don't know. Like
no one even knows what we're talking about. I need to bring that video up. People are like, what is that guy talking about? Does he even play video games? Who is this?
No, I mean, turn-based, it looks gorgeous and everything. It's probably going to be great. I played the flat version. It's awesome. But I just, again, I think they're trying to do like bigger stuff. So
see,
I think
I agree that they should have some bigger announcements. But for a 40-minute show, I would be shocked if they didn't focus on a bunch of indie titles. If they didn't have a sizzle reel of indie titles, I would be absolutely shocked. I know when we say 40 minutes, first of all, I don't think that's like a typical state of play times 2. I don't think it's just like 2 state of plays jammed into one. I don't think that's what we're getting. I do think we're going to see a lot more gameplay footage, but I think it might be like one nice meaty state of play with a bunch of stuff stretched out.
I could see if there's a sizzle reel, I could see Operencia as part of it. Let's get these donations out of the way, and then let's move on to the next game.
Right.
David Moore with the $4.99 donation. Thank you so much, man. Says I'm here to see more of that snowboarding game, Dream Borders PSVR. It's looking good, AJ. Thank you so much, man. I did make the first ever VR first-person snowboarding game for PSVR has now been made thanks to Dreams. Dreams is amazing. Nico Yazawa with the $5 donation says Sniper Elite VR and Vader Immortal are what I want to see today. I do think we will see Vader Immortal. Sniper Elite is long overdue, don't you think?
Yeah, Sniper Elite's actually on my list. There's a blank piece of paper. It is on my list somewhere because we haven't seen that game since PAX, and even that was sort of an outdated demo. It was like the same scene that we'd been seeing 100 times over. And if we're talking about bigger budget, like bigger, things that Sony wants to push, Iron Man's out and done, that we've moved on. And I think the next thing that Sony's going to be like, dude, this is going to be great, Sniper Elite. They're going to be pushing that one hard. I know it's not made by Sony or anything, but, they're going to be really excited to have that on PlayStation VR.
Yeah, Sniper Elite would be absolutely huge, and that is definitely one I'm looking forward to, especially with the aim controller, move controllers, DualShock 4. Everybody can play it. Almost damn near AAA full story game. That would be one that would be amazing to see.
But get your aim controller out. Get your aim controller charged. I mean, that's the way to play it.
I only have I only have a Wii Zapper and a sharpshooter available at this time. My aim controller is a little out of reach.
What is this? The
But I,
desk of
but I
outdated
always have.
peripherals? What is good? What? Where are you hanging out at right now? I don't even
mean,
know what I could bring out to be even remotely close to that. You're like,
there's
you guys want to talk about the Lawnmower Man on Sega CD?
Star Fox 64, anyone?
Seriously, ridiculous.
But anyways, so Stephen Cardwell with the $4.99 donation. Thank you so much. Says I'm traveling, but here wouldn't miss it. Thank you so much, Stephen Cardwell. Bill Romeo says with $5 donation, €5 donation, says I'm really waiting for Operencia though, compared to some other blocky game that was at least announced.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I guess we finally have to talk about the blocky game, huh?
So I need you to fill me in on this. So this is the one that is huge. This would be, in my opinion, the biggest announcement. I think Vader Immortal would be one, but the other, of course, would be Minecraft VR. There, I said it, chat. Minecraft VR.
I don't know. I'm not really blown away by that. I think we should. Can we have a more epic announcement?
So this all started from, there was a rumor way back when, a couple months ago, where somebody reported
it wasn't even
a
rumor, right? It was actually we know that on the developer side there was a PlayStation VR patch uploaded to the PlayStation Cloud, like the PSN, how that all goes down. Like that actually happened. Like that's not the rumor, right? The rumor is that this will actually turn into a PlayStation VR patch for Minecraft, like an actual thing.
What it said was that somebody had a dev kit, and they had the dev kit version of Minecraft VR beta, I think it was, and they said that basically the patch notes popped up on there and said VR support complete. There was also some conversations around with the Oculus Quest, but apparently like something between the Quest or Microsoft, something, one of the sides like didn't get in touch in time. And so I think we might see it potentially there as well. But it looks like we might be getting it first. And Brian, I have a prediction. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I think we're going to get Minecraft VR today. Not only is it going to get announced, it's going to drop today.
Yep. I think that's for me, that is the no-brainer. That is the reason we have a show today. because Sony wants to make a big deal out of this. They don't want to say, oh, post it on the PlayStation blog, in next month it's going to be a free update for blah blah blah, and everyone goes, I didn't even hear about that. What's the PlayStation blog? No, they're going to have all eyes on them today, and the game that like everybody wants in VR more than anything else, even more than BioShock, people are going to finally get, and I think it'd be awesome for them to say, and it's available right now for free as an upgrade to people who already own Minecraft. It seems like a no-brainer to me. If they don't do it by the very end of the show, I think it'll be the very last thing they say in the show. And if they don't say it in the show, then I've given up all hope on this completely.
The chat's going crazy. They're saying, today, do not get my hopes up. Basically, Just Joe says, I will shit myself if they announce it. Well, I hope you wore your brown pants today because I believe it might happen. But then again, don't expect it to. Just be surprised. Let the surprise happen. The only reason I think so, Dave says he'll be here in 10, by the way.
Sweet.
The only reason is because last night, something like that, Kyle, our dude, said that he saw that it was like one of the codes popped up for it, and then there was something showing on the page. So I don't know. This is very similar to the stealth drop that Saints and Sinners did, where it just kind of popped up overnight. Same with Iron Man. So we have two games or the Iron Man demo, I should say.
Right. Yeah.
So that's two times that this has proven to be true. When we see those codes get registered on the PlayStation Store, something shows up that it ends up happening the next day, and we are. I mean, what better time than right now?
What better time than right now? We got about 11 minutes before the show starts, so I think this would be a great time. Just because I don't want to lose track of this later, and I kind of just want to get this out there.
Let's get this out of the way.
It's time to give away the 2 North American keys that we are giving away for Pistol Whip. That was on PSVR this week on Sunday. If you didn't get in on the drawing, well, then start watching PSVR this week more, and make sure you get in on the next drawing, because we do these things pretty frequently.
Good luck, everybody.
All right, drum roll from the cats out there. I was just imagining like a thunder of cats. Ooh, Thundercats. Oh. The first winner is Brian Piccolo. His PSN is Faux a Minute. Not just for a minute, it's Faux a Minute. Faux a Minute.
Faux a Minute. What's up, Brian?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so I picked a good one. Good. Nice. Good.
Yes.
All right. Well, congratulations, Brian.
That's homegrown.
Homegrown. We will we'll get you that key after the show. Make sure your PSN messages are open so that I can actually contact you. Also, the second winner, the other key, Pistol Whip, North American. Ready? Is Ruben Medina. Ruben Medina PSN Goose 8809. Congratulations, Ruben Medina. Do we know him? Do we know Ruben?
I don't know. The name kind of sounds familiar, but I
Possible.
don't think so.
Okay. It would be crazy if we knew everybody who entered the contest. That would be amazing. Because
Yes.
there were so many people. Thank you everybody who submitted your name and rolled the dice. I know people get really down. They're like, I'm not gonna win. And I was like, but you can't win if you don't play. So thanks for playing, guys.
So I've had a little experience with Minecraft, but this would essentially be my first time with it.
Okay.
Like to really understand it. I've only just played it some. And I know it's an absolute huge game. I saw some people here saying that they were some that signed the petition. I also, I was like, hell yeah, I want this and sign the petition as well. If this comes to VR, just like most games, I will probably become like the biggest Minecraft fan ever.
Right.
Because this always happens. There's a game that is very popular that I'm like, I usually am just off playing my indie games, and then something like this gets VR support, and then I just like go crazy on it. Like I was saying, I just made the Dreams game today, and the stuff in Minecraft is astonishing. The amount of content, things like this. I even saw they did like some kind of horror update. So that would be the question for me: is it going to be like the base version of the game, or like a more limited version, or is it going to be the full version that's already available with like all the DLC, and then just get VR.
Oh, okay. The show starts in 8 minutes, and we finally have sound over there on Twitch.
Sweet.
It's probably coming through.
Yep, getting it now.
All right.
What do we got here? Let's get the stream ready.
Here, let me switch over. Let's
Rosie says I should play it flat first.
Whatever. Why would you want to play it flat first?
Well, I kind of understand if there's like because there's probably a huge learning curve, but that's okay, man.
It's
I'm good.
No. My niece and nephew were teaching me how to play it, and they're young. They're super young. And don't get me wrong, they've been playing. My nephew's been playing it for like 8 years, so he knows all the ins and outs. But it's really not that bad. You learn as you go, and there's a ton of stuff to learn. I don't want to misrepresent Minecraft at all. But man, I think getting into that game and playing it in VR is the only way I'm going to spend a significant amount of time in it. Also, you guys might meet my nephew. If it's crossplay, then he has volunteered to jump in no matter what time of day or night it is. I'm sorry to my brother. I apologize. I'm going to keep your kid up at 4 a.m. My bad. But he's volunteered to jump in and play crossplay with me and basically show all the cats, what a real Minecraft player can do in this thing. He'll be playing on Xbox One, and we'll be playing in VR. If there's crossplay, we'll see if that goes down the way we want it to.
Game Reaper 740 asked, "Do you guys think it'll be solo or multiplayer?"
What's that? Minecraft?
I think the reason he asked is because I want to say maybe the PC version is solo. It's not.
Oh, for real?
The PC VR version. I think. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it's multiplayer.
See,
I'm not entirely sure.
My bet would be it's the entire game. Every mode, every piece of DLC, everything. I would bet it would be multiplayer and the complete version. That would be my guess. I don't have a good reasoning for that, but that's definitely what I'm thinking here.
Be as complicated as you want. Yeah. Some people think solo. What's your real quick? So we'll make sure we're synced up. What's your show starts timer at?
6:10, 6:09, 6:08, 6:07, 6:06. Good, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 1 second behind, but I can deal with that.
All right. I'm curious to know how the volume
PCVR.
is
Okay,
here.
Jamie House says PCVR Minecraft
Hey,
is
what's up,
multiplayer.
guys?
Well, then I would
made
think
it.
it is
David.
multiplayer.
I'm here.
Welcome to the show, Dave.
Dave Station, a wild Dave has appeared.
I'm excited. 5 minutes. Check this out.
5 minutes, guys.
I upgraded Tree Guy for today. I decided that he probably loves money. He's like money hungry, so he's clutching this $5 bill now.
I like it.
Speaking of which, perfect timing. We got Mick Lad, the game cat, with 5. It says, "You expecting rain, Brian? You have an umbrella in the corner." Guys, it's not cool to peek around in people's rooms and tell them stuff. Because the other day, Drew started calling out what was in my background, and I was like, all right, I'm turning the camera off, Drew. That's it. He says, AJ, can't wait to try your snowboarding game, bro. It's actually really fun. Brian and I tried it last night. Good.
Thank you so much. I was nervous having Dave and Brian play it.
Oh, it's fun, man.
They are
And
really good. They are really good critics.
You almost immediately added all the stuff I asked for, like the collectibles and the time trial and stuff. Like, I have to go back and check that out.
So some other quick things. Thank you so much, guys, by the way. You have no idea how happy I am to release that game. And I've got tons of plans for it as well. I say it in my video. So real quick, since we only have a couple minutes left before this show starts, Dave, I want to get some of your predictions, as well as want to throw out there that we could see some games like After the Fall is one we haven't heard from in a minute. That is from the people that made Arizona Sunshine.
But I hope that one's a PS5 game because it looks pretty, and I want it to be a PS5 game. So I'm just throwing that out there. But my prediction, I don't know if you guys have talked about this, but Humanity. I think we're going to see something about Humanity because I posted in the Discord, PSVR News, there's this tweet that went around from this group called Meta 5 that I guess is like a super group in Japan. It's like this guy from Yellow Magic Orchestra, Cornelius, like all these big name people that you've heard of outside of Japan. And they have their first new song in 4 years, and the music video is made in the game engine of Humanity. And so this is more footage. We haven't really seen this much footage from the game before, although it's not technically from the game. But I think that's probably leading up to a bigger announcement, which could come today. Okay, we got Jamie out with the $2.
I'll say this because he wants us to tell you. So Jamie
Okay.
out with the $1.99 donation says, "Tell Dave that Minecraft VR will sell headsets." You're damn
I'm
right
sure
it will
sell some. We were talking about whether it was the killer app or not. And I'm like, I don't think everything, like if Alex doesn't sell everybody on VR, there's no killer apps. Fuck killer apps. I think we need to get out of the idea that there's some game that's going to open everyone's brain and they'll all start liking VR and buying headsets.
It's Minecraft.
Also, there's no
a
headsets
killer
to buy
app.
right now.
A killer app to me is a game that people will buy a PSVR headset for. I 150% believe Minecraft would be.
Some people will, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Because people said the same thing about Tetris Effect, and that's Tetris.
Well, I love Tetris Effect.
I do too.
I wouldn't
but
expect
that sold a
somebody to buy
shit ton of headsets.
Yeah, true.
Guys,
okay,
real quick.
We got 2 more tips before we get into
the
this.
next
Can I
one.
do? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
It's Robbie B, the English Game Cat, prim and proper with the £2 donation saying, don't forget to check out the elevator on Dreams. I played that too from start to finish last night. Really great. I'm going to at least give you a shout out on the next video that I make for Dreams. Really fun, really cool. Excellent concept.
I enjoy the elevator.
Yeah, the elevator is awesome. And the one that you made before that, the horror experience with the hallway, was also really good. Like, you've got a pretty good eye for design already, and like what is creepy, when to switch the lights out, when to make a sound.
The atmosphere, right?
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to see what you make. All right, we got one more tip before we go. AJ, you want to take this one?
This is our dude Ben Schroeder, the platinum master lately, with the $2 donation. Says, "Can't watch live, we'll catch after. Cheers." Cheers to you, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, gentlemen.
One more.
Nope.
Dead Ringer with the 5.
Yeah, I need to get
What? You got to do what?
No, nothing. 1 minute, 42 seconds.
So psyched for this show and to play Dream Borders. Hopefully they will announce AIM support available today for Dreams. That would be pretty amazing.
I don't think so. That would be crazy, but
yeah,
we'll see.
All right, guys.
Tim Southern Jr. says, "I bought PSVR for Borderlands 2. Best purchase I made in years." Hell yeah, man! I love Borderlands 2.
So where are we watching
the
this on?
controller
Twitch
too?
or?
Twitch. Yeah, if you want to check your countdown to make sure we're all synced up.
Is it twitch.tv/PlayStation? That's all.
Yes.
Got him.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh,
mine says 110 right now.
107,
Yep,
106, 105,
Yep,
104.
we're pretty much
Good,
spot on
good,
here.
good. Fantastic.
Let me restart it then.
All right. Excellent, guys. This is going to be great. It's less than a minute to go. Again, this is
Hell
if you're
yeah.
just joining us, this is the first state of play we've had in a while that Sony has been like, you know what? We're going to focus on some PlayStation VR stuff, some PS4 stuff. We're going to leave PlayStation 5 sort of on the side. There's going to be a little bit of PlayStation 5 stuff in terms of like indie titles and a little bit more footage, things we've already seen. But I would expect to see a majority of this show be PS4 and PSVR related, and we haven't seen one of these in quite a while. Shout out. Fuck you! You got cold yogurt with $5 donation saying, "Hi, Brian, Ave Station B, and Ad Underground."
You got cold yogurt?
Fantastic.
Oh man, it's 4 o'clock. It is 20 seconds away, you guys.
Oh yeah. Let's
Okay, I know
So
we
excited.
said don't get hyped, but
Crash
get
for
hyped.
everybody.
It's
Yeah.
time to get hyped.
We said don't hype,
Yeah.
get hyped. This is great.
It
Here
is
we
time.
All right.
Hell yeah. Let's see what they got in store. I've missed State of Plays, man. I think they've been killing it lately.
For sure.
Hope they continue the trend.
Here we
Let's
go.
do this. Let's go.
All right.
Enjoy the show,
All in.
guys.
Okay. Wait. Something happening?
go. Yeah, it's just a solid yellow line.
It's vibrating a little bit. Okay.
It's like the
Something's going
PlayStation
on.
just started.
Oh.
It seems like the PS.
That's the noise my PS4 makes.
I hope we
my
don't have to
God.
rebuild the database.
Oh, gosh. Ooh, we got some mature games. in here.
Oh, drop
Get
the
ready.
games. Drop some games already.
Ooh, Crash game.
Hey, everyone.
I'm Lou Studdard, producer
will
at Toys
buy
for
this.
Bob, and I'm here to talk
Yes,
to
I will
you
play
about
it.
Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Crash 4 is a direct sequel to Crash
solid.
Bandicoot Warped. The devious villains Neo-Cortex and Dr. Entropy have finally escaped their interdimensional prison, leaving an evil scientist-sized hole in the universe. Now they've got their eyes set on not only simply conquering this dimension, but all dimensions. And it's up to Crash and Coco to save the day. Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time is the first totally new game in the Crash Bandicoot series in over a decade. So for us at Toys for Bob, we felt that it was important to reintroduce longtime fans, as well as new players, to this amazing franchise. First, we made sure to incorporate the classic tense, precise, and perspective-shifting platforming that we all fell in love with. And then, we wanted to introduce exciting new elements that we can't wait to show you today. Let's start with Insanity Beach. This is where Crash's adventure first started, and where we picked things up again in Crash 4. But there have definitely been changes since we first saw Insanity Beach all those years ago. And throughout Crash 4, you'll see those changes to our gameplay
I love
and even
Crash
our art
Bandicoot
style.
so much.
Our art teams
Yeah, we're
wanted to
getting a
take
deep dive, I
inspiration from not just the original games, but the animated cartoons that inspired those original games, all while also delivering bigger, more awe-inspiring dimensions to explore.
Enemy looks awesome.
Throughout Crash 4, you'll see wide-open new vistas, new character models, and lots
I
of
love that
expressive
mechanic.
animations. And with all of that also comes new additions to the platforming, like having the
Oh, it's
ability
wall
to
riding.
wall run,
Nice.
rope swing, rail grind, and zip line as well. In the original trilogy, specifically Crash Warped, there were certain moments in the game where Crash would change outfits. Think Crash wearing a biker jacket when riding a motorcycle. That seemed like a natural area for us to expand upon. So we have loaded the game with tons of awesome skins that you can earn and wear throughout the game.
What?
These skins are totally cosmetic and a fun way to express yourself while playing the game. And just to be clear, there's no MTX here. Skins are earned by completing different challenges and earning gems within levels.
No microtransactions. Everyone's
Yeah.
like,
Crash
no
4 also
microtransactions.
introduces the quantum
Awesome.
masks, the powerful
Damn right.
protectors of time and
Get that shit
space. Crash and Coco will need their assistance
I've never
throughout
heard
the
anybody
game
casually
to tackle
drop
the crazy
MTX
challenges that
as
we're
an
Yeah.
throwing at the player.
That's new for me.
Whether it's
Yeah,
Ika
but I got
Ika,
it.
who gives you
Why
the ability to
context
instantly
clues.
flip your center of gravity at the press of a button. Kapunawa, who allows you to slow down
It's
the
like
world
Mega
around
Man
you.
3.
Yeah, they're adding a bunch of
Or
stuff from
Lottie
other
Lowly, who
platforming
allows you to
series
phase
that
shift
works
elements
well. I mean,
in and out of existence. Bending the rules of reality and altering your environment with these new masks is a must.
This
We
looks
also
like it could
can't
be
wait
made
to
in
talk to you about
dreams.
the fourth mask, Kano, but that's
Shifting
gonna have to wait
Islands.
for another
This was
day.
made in dreams.
What we can tell you
I played
today,
it.
though, is that Crash isn't the only character you get to take control of during this adventure. For starters, you can play the entire game as Coco. Any level that you can play as Crash, you can also play as Coco. It was also very important for us that she take a more prominent role in the story this time as well. But that's not all. We've got a few other characters that you'll get to control at key points in the adventure, so that they can provide their own fresh perspectives and new gameplay. Here you can see that you'll be taking control of Neo-Cortex. He's all about using his blaster to change an enemy in his path. In addition to playing as Cortex, we're excited to reveal that for the first time, You'll also get to tail slap your way through crates as Dingo Dial. I repeat,
Oh, nice.
you get to play as Dingo Dial in Crash 4.
Are we excited
Now,
for
a lot
that?
has changed in the years since we last saw Dingo Dial. In fact, he hung up his old flamethrower rocket launcher combo when he decided to retire from a life of villainy and open a diner. Unfortunately for Dingo,
I
fortunately
love Crash,
for us,
but
his adventure begins
we're on
by
a
witnessing
timer
the
here.
destruction of said beloved diner.
Well, this is
and
like a
getting
deep
sucked into
dive. Yeah,
another
they're
dimension.
going way into this.
Yeah. And if they don't say VR at the end of it, I can't see
Finally,
myself
there's one
caring
more
that
surprise.
much.
You really
I'm
don't need
incredibly
much.
excited to
You
show
don't
you
need
today.
this
I
much
mean,
to
I
sell.
care
The
about
Crash
this.
Bandicoot series has always
care
been
about
about
this
finding
anyways.
new and exciting ways to play through the game. In the past, it's been about taking on time trials or discovering all the hidden secrets. Well, for
Oh.
Crash 4, we wanted to bring
They're not
something
talking about
brand
VR.
new to the table. So we teamed up with our friends at Beanox to create a brand new style of play for Crash 4 that we call Inverted Mode. It's our souped-up, bumpa-berry-fueled take on a mirror mode. Not only are perspective shifted, but now each of the dimensions are rendered in a new and unique art style that really changes the look and feel of the experience. One dimension could be asking you to
inverted
traverse
colors.
through a neon wasteland.
It's
while
a little
another
different
tasks
than just
players with
inverted, but
spinning
it's a
paint
little
all over
doesn't
the
seem
environment
like
to see
this.
their
I
path
like.
forward.
Yeah.
The paint
We've even
looks
got
awesome.
one that feels like an old-timey movie with the overcranked camera speed, increasing the actual speed of gameplay as well.
So it's
Once
like
unlocked,
filters.
players can replay
Where is
all the
Crash
gameplay
Team
Racing in
with a
VR?
Put
new
Instagram filters
and
on the
dynamic
game.
look and feel. It's an incredibly fun feature that is going to give every player, especially the completionists out there, a reason to revisit each level again to see what new and exciting experiences in store for them.
All we want is Crash Team Racing in VR. That's all we
So
want.
that's some of the new stuff that we have in store for you in Crash
already did
Bandicoot
that.
4. It's about time. Experience the space and time-bending
right,
madness
that
on
was about
October
it.
2nd.
That was about enough time for Crash Bandicoot. Let's move on.
Yes, perfect.
Today's State of Play is loaded with third-party updates for PS4 and PSVR, and some new PS5 gameplay too.
Yes.
We opened the show with an all-new
Show me
look
that
at
VR.
Crash 4. It's About Time, coming to PlayStation 4 on October 2nd.
They're recapping what we just
Now
saw.
let's keep the party going with the latest
Hey
from
guys, where
IO
you? Oh,
Interactive.
Hitman 3. Hitman VR? Maybe.
Yeah.
No.
Probably not.
Don't
I
say
would be
VR after
shocked.
everything they show.
Hitman VR. Crash Bandicoot VR.
Yeah,
That's what I'm here to do, AJ.
spare me, spare me.
What I'm here for. This guy walks slow as shit.
Yeah, he's so conspicuous.
Besides,
I know, and he's got a
hey,
fucking barcode on the
you
back.
should
Oh,
be
PlayStation
cool.
VR!
Have fun.
Whoa.
Don't
Oh,
worry about
shit.
that.
Got him.
Art speaks for itself.
Fuck out of here with
This
that.
is awesome.
I'll call you when I get back to know.
This looks
All
like
right.
London Heist or something.
I'm excited.
Yep.
I'm excited.
That came out of nowhere. I had no expectation of this.
No, because these games look really
Gaming.
good too.
This looks awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck
my
yeah.
God.
If they say available now, I'm gonna freak.
Right.
Is
Take my
Hitman
money.
3 out already, or is that coming later? I don't
Oh
know.
my god.
Oh, this looks so cool. Is it an experience? Oh,
Nice. This is the Manhunt VR game we wanted.
him.
I floss you.
Okay,
I
so what
floss
do
you
we-
aggressively.
when do we get it?
Play the
Play the
entire.
entire world of Assassination Trilogy in VR.
Wow. What?
January 2021.
What?
Nice.
All right, that's
Oh,
big.
shit.
That's huge.
That
oh my
is
god,
huge.
Hitman, the
whole
entire
trilogy?
series. Oh my god, that's
Whoa,
a,
guys.
I
Fuck.
had no
Whoa.
clue.
All right.
Man.
They just
Fuck.
upped their game way more
Yeah.
than I thought they were going to.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's crazy.
Man, that looked really good too.
The comments are freaking out. We have to like.
We're freaking out too, man.
I love it.
Yeah, the comment says, I think Dave just earned some credit. No one's giving him shit for saying VR anymore.
Yeah, say it constantly. Every game VR.
Scraps of paper VR?
Snow Globe VR.
Yeah, I can't wait. Puzzle Maker VR. I like
Dude,
this.
Hitman 3. Oh,
Oh, this is
shit.
probably. Is this going to be Skyrim thing? Elder?
I don't know why I was
Scrolls?
thinking Assassin's Creed. I'm not sure.
It could be Assassin's Creed. It could be Elder Scrolls. It's
I don't
gonna
think
be
they would
something.
announce Elder Scrolls.
Maybe it's not Elder Scrolls. Yeah, this is a little too artsy.
What the hell is this though?
I don't know. Is it a game? Is it a drug?
Is it Operencia?
Is it a drug?
It's Braid.
Can I
This,
play it?
that was
It's
Braid.
Braid. Yeah, it looks exactly like Braid. Wait, it is Braid. Braid 2? Braid Remastered?
It's got to be remastered. I don't think Jonathan Blow would make a sequel.
Anniversary Edition.
All right.
Sacred Grove. No, none of us predicted Hitman VR.
No, I had no concept that could even exist.
Not
We
even
are happy
close.
to
All right,
announce
well, we're talking
Braid
about Braid
Anniversary Edition.
2021 versus 2008.
It's
I
the
think I can do
classic
this tip because nobody cares that much about
Right.
Braid Anniversary Edition. Joe Grover, the effing Game Cat, with $30 says, "I just crapped my pants." I think a lot of us did, Joe.
Like a living
Yeah,
painting
that's
with
crazy, man.
brushstrokes animating the
And
world.
did that say the entire
There are
trilogy?
more than 9 pixels
Yeah.
for each pixel.
Yeah, that,
Holy shit.
I guess I can bring down the volume of Braid a little bit. It's because it started off said Hitman 3, and then and then they said the
And
whole
then it said
trilogy.
the entire trilogy.
But is there
Switched over, yeah.
because is Hitman 3 a trilogy within itself?
I don't know. It said play through all of the trilogy or all of the something or other. I don't know. People in the chat know more about Hitman
Yeah,
than we do.
because wasn't
But,
Hitman 3 released in segments, like in parts?
Maybe. I didn't keep up with it. I'm not sure.
I
But it
haven't
sounds
played
like
Hitman
whatever
in a long time.
all right. Braid's over.
play
Let's
it in
move on.
VR.
PlayStation
Yeah,
5,
Braid.
guys.
It's a mythic adventure set on a mystical island.
Let's do this.
Let's take a quick tour in this new
What is a
footage
VR?
captured from PS5.
Hi everyone,
Don't say
this is
everything's
Matt
VR,
Nava
Dave.
from Giant
I
Squid.
just said, is it?
I'm excited
Question.
to share more with you today about our upcoming game, The Pathless. The Pathless is an open-world, mythic adventure game set in a vast forest.
Looks like
You
Journey,
play as the
kind of.
hunter.
This looks like it was made in dreams.
The hunter is a master
Shut
of
up.
I'm
archery.
gonna say that about everything.
She can
No,
shoot
the
talismans to
grass is
fill her
better in
dash
dreams.
meter, which allows her to bound across the landscape.
Dream says better lighting.
Fluid, dynamic
looks
movement
dope, though.
is
I
at
like
the
this a
core of
lot.
the Pathless. So the game's unique take on archery
Is this
is all
a-
about timing, not aiming down sights.
That
This
game
design is
company?
critical to making it possible to shoot even while moving fast and performing acrobatic maneuvers. You instantly feel as skilled as the hunter herself.
Because you have auto aim. All right.
Fuck you, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, right.
With help from the eagle, you can even fly. The bond between the hunter and the eagle is central in the Pathless. You can gain altitude while you glide by flapping.
Strong bird.
Yeah.
Make sure you pet the eagle to keep it clean and in good flying
Not
condition.
seen anything to really.
Well, yeah, it looks like you just jump around and shoot diamonds the entire time. Is there something other gameplay mechanic than jumping around
Nothing-
shooting diamonds?
You get
all
to
the time?
you get to
Nothing
pet
really
the eagle.
impressive.
That's awesome.
Pet the-
You'll
yeah.
find
You can already
secrets
do
all
that
over
in
the
VR
island
with
if you know where to look.
Yeah.
Falcon Age. I like indie games, but it doesn't look any different than any game I've played 100,000 times already.
Collecting crystals will let you upgrade the eagle's ability to flap.
Listen, for every Hitman VR, we have to watch one of these.
Yeah, that's true. But the
I'll
Hitman
also
VR
discover
made the
larger
entire
puzzles
show.
to
If
solve
that's
in
the
ancient
only thing that
structures.
happened, I would totally be fine, but it won't be.
Right.
I hope we get a surprise drop of something
I think mine.
where, like, we just have to cancel Gamescast and play Vader Immortal, like, right now or something.
Yeah. I'd be down for that.
This is not impressing me one bit.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a bunch of shoot this auto-targeted thing to make something happen.
Go
It
up
just,
to
like,
this
Pathless
and
is all
press
about
circle.
finding your own way
Yeah,
forward.
like, it looks
So unlike
alright,
most
but
open
it's
world games, there's no map.
your own way forward.
Instead,
It looks like
The hunter can use her
It's
mask
clearly
to peer
dictated.
into
You
the
follow
spirit
the-
world and
I'm
discover
not
distant
gonna-
landmarks. It even shows you where you've been. Getting to higher vantage points will let you see further with spirit vision.
I've never seen a mechanic like this before.
Yes, thank you for explaining it, Mr. Game Developer.
Giant cursed
Yeah.
spirits, the source of the darkness, will pose a constant threat to you
It's
on
kind
your
of the way
quest.
the Crash guys were
will
talking
try to
about all their
separate
new
you from
mechanics.
the
They were
evil.
like, oh, well, we've shifting realities, and you've got this crazy new power, but it's like a mechanic that's in Mario every single time. It's just like,
I'm still trying to
alright.
process Hitman.
Hitman is going to be wild.
I'm still trying to process that. That hasn't totally sunk in yet. That's fucking crazy. I saw Jay Meow saying too, like, you know, like finally a
Stay
real
still in the
stealth
light to
game. I mean,
avoid
that is
detection.
a damn good stealth game. And stealth in VR is amazing.
Oh, it looks incredible. I cannot wait for that thing.
You know what else is amazing in VR? Strangling somebody with a wire.
Yeah.
I was gonna floss him. I was just gonna give him an intense flossing.
Perfected Insanity just said this is a beautiful
You
Android
won't be
game,
able to take on
and I
Earth's
kind of have
spirits
to agree
until
with
you've
him. Like,
returned light to the obelisk.
it doesn't
Not
look
very
like
impressive.
it's showing off the PS5 really.
Yeah.
Run up to this and press circle. Bow to
When
this
the obelisks
thing.
are restored, the cursed spirits will be vulnerable.
I don't want to rip
Chase
on
them
it too
down
hard.
through the forest
Yeah,
to
we
corner
just-
them
we don't know. It
in a
could be
dramatic
great.
final battle.
I mean, this looks like it would be fun in VR. This would be fun as shit in VR. If this was first person, I would play the hell out of this
First
game.
person, yeah. Absolutely.
If they say also in VR, sign me up.
This looks very basic.
Maybe because it's VR supported. Just kidding. You're really drawing this one out, man.
Yeah. Can we go back to Crash Bandicoot's Snapchat filters?
They're showing us an entire boss battle or something? I don't need to see this, man.
Yeah, I guess.
The hunter and
So
eagle
basically
will
what
have
they're
to
trying to
defeat
tell
the
us is
cursed spirits
PS4
to
is
bring life
dying.
back to the world. I hope you've enjoyed this overview of the Pathless. We've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore and discover. The Pathless is coming out later this year. Thanks for watching.
All right, well, at least we're moving on. This just isn't the thing you want to be showing off for PlayStation 5 right now. Like, we know there's gonna be a ton of awesome
Yeah.
independent games. This just isn't how you want to be like. This
Oh,
isn't what
this
you
is a
want to be showing.
PS5 game, wasn't it?
Oh,
The other thing is like, show me
Yeah.
a minute of it, and I'm fine. I don't need
Next
a deep
up, let's
dive
see
on
what's
the
in
design
store
of the
for
game and all this
Spelunky
shit.
2.
Oh, Spelunky 2!
Hi, my name is Derek Yu, and I'm the
Did
creator
you know
of
that was
Spelunky.
coming, Brian?
No, I mean I knew it was coming eventually.
For Spelunky 2, I wanted to make sure we
looks the
made
same,
something that
but-
got old fans excited and also brought in new players.
Already excited.
Yeah, this is cool.
It was
I know
important we didn't
I'm
change
not
the
a
things that
backstory.
made Spelunky such a unique
Here's the lore.
experience in the
Everyone,
first place.
Brian loves Spelunky.
This is like
That's
Brian's
like the
favorite
So
game.
many
game
people
of all
became
time.
fans of
So
the
this is
game
huge.
through their friends and family, and even strangers on the internet. That's one reason why we're adding
But will
online
it have Vita
multiplayer,
support?
so that more people can play the game together. And I also wanted
Online
to include
multiplayer
that
is good.
feeling of community into Spelunky 2 itself to make sure that the game felt welcoming even though it's difficult. In Spelunky 2, when you do runs and discover
Brian,
new
you
characters,
hyped?
you'll also be
This
building
making you
an
excited?
in-game community
Eh.
and family. I designed the world of Spelunky 2
It'll be fun
to
when
feel
you play
much
it, I'm
more
sure.
rich and
Yeah,
dynamic
these
than
games
Spelunky
don't
1.
look all that good
It's
until you
gonna
get your
feel a
hands
lot
on them.
more full. Players will be able to explore and interact with it in
I like
lots
the new
of new
environments,
ways.
though.
For example, you'll be able to ride turkeys
I need to bring Brian up. I
and
need
find
to,
hidden
I need to
passageways.
I want to
How
ride a
this is
turkey.
doing.
And you'll have to choose between branching paths as you make your way deeper into the caves.
Listen, all I wanted was more Spelunky.
As a
Like, they didn't even
result, the
have to do
stories
all this.
players
Like,
create
this
will
is-
have
this is
much
just-
more texture to
This is
them.
whatever.
Even after many, many hours of playing, I still have interesting runs that don't even go past the first area.
I didn't need more texture. I just needed more
In
Spelunky.
Spelunky 1, runs often centered around the shops
Well, you
and
got
how
it.
you chose to interact with them. So in Spelunky 2, we've expanded the shopping experience and made them more nuanced and exciting. And also added new characters that can help you or hinder you.
Why couldn't
Given
they
how
do like
amazing
a
the Spelunky
5-6
community
minute
is, it's hard to say
presentation
how
of
long
Hitman
it will
VR?
take to find the deepest
Yeah,
secrets.
Well, it's not
But I
coming
think
out
the
until
great
next
thing
year,
about
so they probably didn't
Spelunky
have
is
a
that
whole
the
lot of
deepest
footage to
secrets
show off
are
yet.
the ones that even I don't know about.
I wonder who's handling
And
that
there are
game,
lots
though.
of new things to play with that I hope players can use to
It
push
looked like a
past
first-party
the boundaries
Sony
of what we,
game, but it's
as
not,
the developers,
I know.
know about the game.
in terms of quality.
I have two types of favorite stories from Spelunky fans. First are when people are genuinely surprised by something that happened in the game. And second, the ones where people shared a fun experience with friends and family in multiplayer. These are the stories I wanted to expand upon in Spelunky 2. They're really what guided my design choices. After releasing Spelunky, I knew there was a lot more that could be done with the concept and the world. Knowing that possibility was out there is what's been exciting for me and the rest of the team. In a lot of ways, when Spelunky 2 comes out, I want players to experience what we experienced making it.
Okay.
That feeling that there's something special there waiting for you to discover it.
I can't wait to not play
Big
this.
Thanks to the fans who've waited patiently for us to finish.
Why would you want the fans to experience what you felt making it?
Dude,
I
You
don't
want us
know.
to experience.
Spelunky's one of my favorite games of all
so
time.
I
But
like
if I
this.
didn't play RE2 Remake, I'm not going to play this. I mean, I want to play this so
Well,
bad. It's just not going to happen.
I'm hyped for this for the multiplayer online. I think that'll be really fun. I bet you Game Cats will dive in here and put together groups on Discord and stuff like that. Because like Fall Guys just came out, and we're playing
No
the hell out of
Vita,
that
no love
together.
for the Vita.
Yeah, definitely not
You
happening.
can remote play it on PS4 and Vita, though, right?
All right, what do we got? What do we got?
Starting with a closer look at Genshin Impact.
What is
Genshin
Genshin Impact?
I don't know. It's a closer look at something I
Miho?
don't remember.
Hey, there's something strange over
JRPG?
there. Come
I
on,
must
let's
assume.
take a look.
A little bit Breath of the Wild inspired. A lot
mean-
Breath of the Wild inspired.
See, I can. Well, let me see the gameplay. But I can dig something like this over the other one.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like a not bad game. If you're
This
into this
looks better than the PS5 game. that
Well,
they
yeah, because
showed.
the PS5 game was just you jumping around shooting at little diamonds.
I think it was a little early for that one.
What's this one called again?
Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact. Never heard of it.
No, neither have I.
People are calling out Sonic the Game Cat, Mr. Sonic. They're like, this looks
Yeah.
like a game you would play.
Nice.
You nerd. No, I'm just kidding.
You weeb.
If you
I would
cannot
play
bring
this.
yourself to
It looks cool, yeah. It's definitely got Zelda vibes.
What is this disturbance to which
Kami.
I awaken?
Oh, yeah. Evil Okami. Akuma Okami.
Kuji.
By the way, like, where's Nostos? Like, we need some Nostos on PSVR.
We need no on the Nostos.
Okay, what's this? Catching me already.
Claim your mind for the Void Armada. Gods have squealed for my mercy.
I love stuff like this.
Who are you to stand in the way of my vengeance?
Is that Carpenter Brute?
A beat 'em up? Yeah. Looks like a cool beat 'em up, actually. I like the art style.
Waste of stardust. Go all out or go home, Emperor.
Love the art style.
Yeah, the animation is incredible on this.
You should have remained dead.
No clue what game it is, but I like this.
Aeon must
Aeon Must Die. Aeon Must Die. Cool.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
Die. Oh, China Hero. Wait, this is a China Hero game.
This is VR, I bet you already.
That's what I was. Yeah. Oh, but it doesn't look like it.
Oh no, it's 2D as hell. Or 2D, 3D. It's like a flat sprite on a 3D world.
What's China Hero? What is that? Is that
They
It's their project. Up and
Immortal-
coming developers from China.
yeah,
to
like
make
Immortal
VR
Legacy.
stuff.
Immortal Legacy
Yeah.
was a China Hero project.
okay?
This
Gotcha.
could be VR, actually. I'm wondering. It's got a little bit of Nier Automata or like hack and slash kind of side scroller vibes.
Transistor.
Yeah. Actually, I like the look of this now.
I do like games like this.
Yeah. I don't
I don't
know
know if
how
I
much VR we're
play
in, but I would play it in VR if it wasn't VR.
They started the show off almost immediately with Hitman, and they can't just like let that be the thing, Like they would have ended with that if that was the big announcement. So there's got to be more. There's got to be more VR stuff coming.
Nope, not VR.
It's time to talk
Mutate.
Bugsnax. Let's check out
Look
some
at more
gameplay footage
first-person
captured
VR
from
games anyways.
PS5.
Talk about
Bugsnax.
Bugsnax.
Oh, God damn it.
Station is open.
Careful what you wish for.
Join me on the island
All right. Oh, I hope they play the song. Yeah, I knew they were gonna play. Damn.
That's your new
Got me all
lead?
excited.
Another monster hunt? Elizabeth Megafig is a 2-bit con artist! Don't tell me you actually believe this half-baked nonsense! I swear, if you chase this Bugsnax story, you're out of a job!
You're the journalist. Lisbeth said you'd be coming. There's a Bugsnax right over there. Do me a favor and take my
Oh, was that
snatch.
VR? No.
Stranger, I could use your help.
It's first person.
This bunger goes wild for ketchup. Use it to lead the bunger over yonder.
Dude, Bugsnax VR would be.
I want you
Good.
to use that journalistic instinct
No, I don't think so.
to
This will
find
be the
out what
first
my
PS5
favorite
VR game shown.
Bugsnax is. And feed it to me, obs.
That's true.
How's my little sprout doing?
Looks like it would make sense for VR
Of
support.
course he does.
Well, I have a few
does,
prototype
actually.
traps that I could put to use.
You're
Interesting
pretty
seeing
good
some
at stuff,
gameplay
and
of it. It actually looks
nobody
better
hates
now
you
that I see
yet.
gameplay of it.
No, I like the idea that you're like a
And
journalist
bring
too, and
everybody
you gotta
back
do
to
different.
Snacksburg.
Looks like there's a lot of tools and little things to do here.
Well, say
Talking
you
about
do
Bugsnax.
find these Bugsnax and make it back alive. You just might keep your job. Now get going and try not to fall off a cliff.
God, they better end up adding VR support to that, because I would definitely
There's a
play
lot more in
Bugsnax.
store.
Here we go.
Let's
Here we
start
go. Here we
with an
go.
update on an eagerly
Yeah,
awaited
here we go.
PlayStation VR
Ah.
game.
We called it. Did we not call it? We called
Let's do it. Give us the release date.
Available now. Is wrong with you?
Oh, dude, that was... Yes.
You must stop the
Unlimited power.
that you had the Force?
Oh, I can't wait for this. Raincore with 4 arms.
Dude, this looks really good. The footage looks really good. Like it's running very well on PSVR. Very good trailer too, man. This is badass.
Let's go.
Come on, come on.
Available
August 25th. Oh,
when?
it's so close.
August
That's pretty
25th.
close. That's what we all thought, kind of the end of August. So now we know. That's cool. Now we know.
Wait. What do we got? What is this?
Whatever you
Spooky, whatever it is.
Looks
Stay
new.
in the
This is still PlayStation VR, right?
Yes, should be.
Oh, Control. Maybe.
Wait.
Remedy. What?
No, they made Control. This part of that. Yeah, this is Control.
Control VR?
We'll see. Because Control is a badass game. That would be really
Yeah,
cool.
that game won a lot of awards.
Oh, I played it. It's very good.
Come on.
Put a VR on it. No, expansion 2. Why didn't they switch
I
back to the
figured-
PS4 logo in between? That fucking
Yeah,
threw me
yeah.
for a loop.
We were
man.
still in the PlayStation VR category. That
I don't know
definitely.
why they didn't go back to the home screen where they catch us up on the thing that just happened.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, well, what is this shit?
Who edited this?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know what I'm looking at.
How are they gonna?
What?
How are they gonna edit so inconsistently like that? Come
What
on,
is
guys.
this?
I don't know. They're just fucking
How
with
come
us
the
now.
game developer is talking over it for 5 minutes?
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
We need an explanation.
Or like a title of the game that I'm looking at that looks like a mobile game.
Yeah.
At least a title of the game that this boring trailer is for. I wouldn't
Yuki
call it
says
a
our
trailer.
rooms look like they're connecting. They look like we're in the same room. I can see that because the lighting.
The lighting. Yeah, the lighting.
Auto chess is a really big genre. I mean, so I get it, but I don't care.
Yeah. Wasn't much of a trailer.
No. There are people that will be excited about that, though, I'm sure.
This looks potentially VR-y.
Totally, but...
Nope, you've got to point and click.
None of these games look very impressive.
I mean, this looks like it could be fun, but it's not like blowing me away or anything. Once again, if it's in VR, I'll play it.
Yeah, that would be the saving grace.
Because the environments in the background look kind of
this.
cool, like, as an area to play a puzzle game like this in.
It's like The Witness. It's like this beautiful, awesome environment. Oh, the pedestrian.
That logo.
It's pedestrian coming to PS4. I don't know. Not PSVR.
Yeah,
These indie titles are not looking so hot.
Now let's take a look at two
PS5.
new games headed to PS5.
2 new games, PS5.
Are the forest
Okay.
shadows. Ghosts. Running silently between the straight, cold lines of a corrupt state.
Now we're getting somewhere.
They count, ration, manipulate. They've taken everything from those they claim to protect. Authority and steel will not stop us. We aren't an invading army. We are wraiths.
Starting to feel kind of generic.
And strike at the heart.
Kind of.
We take back.
It's like Assassin's Creed gameplay, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. It's like kind of boilerplate for one of these games. Oh, is it Assassin's Creed? That's...
It would seem like a strange Assassin's Creed trailer.
To others.
But he's got that hood on. Like
It's Assassin's Creed.
Azazos.
I mean, this couldn't be any more of a ripoff of Assassin's Creed.
Is this The Order?
Oh, they're making a sequel to The Order?
No.
We are all
Ready at Dawn's gone, right?
Yeah. No.
Hood. Outlaws.
Hood. Outlaws.
But some of us.
Oh, online multiplayer. That sounds good.
Legends.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
No. No, at least the PlayStation 5 like real presentation was like all these unique looking games.
Another JRPG. Oh, it's a Pokemon game.
Select creatures. It is definitely a Pokemon game.
Yeah, 100% a Pokemon game. Pretty sure this is out on PC already. I mean, it does look like a very competent Pokemon ripoff with online multiplayer, so if you're into that
Before
kind of
we
thing,
wrap
okay.
up,
Could be
let's
fun.
take a tour of Godfall.
Tan
We've
'em
got
up.
new PS5 gameplay for this melee-focused action epic
Godfall.
launching
Okay.
this holiday.
Why does everything look so fast? Everything look way too fast.
Hello, my name is Keith Lee, and I am the game director for Godfall. On behalf of Counterplay Games, we are very excited to share gameplay with you today.
Spend the last 10 minutes talking about this game.
Glimpse into the mystical world of Godfall. Today, you'll be seeing extensive gameplay captured on a PlayStation 5 development kit. Please keep in mind that the game is still a work in progress, and some things may change from the final product as we continue to learn and harness the power of Sony's next-generation console. Please enjoy. So let's jump right into what Godfall is. Godfall is a looter slasher that features intense action, satisfying moment-to-moment combat, and robust loot progression systems. You can enjoy the game at your own pace, playing alone, or through online co-op with up to 2 additional teammates. Godfall is set in a brand new high fantasy universe filled with heroic knights, arcane magic, and forbidden realms. The world is split up into the
all this high
elemental
fantasy. I want
realms
some
of
low
earth,
fantasy.
water,
Whatever that
air,
is.
and fire.
Ooh, Avatar: The Last
Godfall
Airbender.
is a
The
complete
game.
package. All loot and gear in the game are acquired or unlocked through gameplay. There are no microtransactions.
They have to go out of the way to say
no
this.
waiting for content.
No MSX.
It's all in the
They
game
say it like
on day one.
Oh, MTX. MTX.
Oh,
right.
As you
right,
adventure,
sorry.
you'll get to tear through enemies to challenge a mad god who awaits you at the top. You play a Valorian knight, a godlike warrior able to equip valor plates, legendary armor sets that transform you into an unstoppable master of melee combat. Throughout your journey, you'll find ancient valor plates lost in time, each with their own characteristics and long history.
You guys mind if I do a tip?
Now let's talk about gameplay
Hold off till
in
the end,
Godfall.
if you don't mind.
Okay.
First, our
I'm just
team
gonna be
wanted
like-
to do something different. We wanted to combine
8 minutes of
action
this.
RPG loot progression with third-person melee combat to create what we think is a looter slasher. Our game is therefore one part gear-driven and
looter
one
slashers.
part player skill-driven. In other words, not only do we want you to find exquisite weapons with powerful loot traits, but we also want you to have that feeling of accomplishment or mastering the wide set of combat mechanics available to you in Godfall. From a combat philosophy perspective, the melee combat in Godfall is intended to be fluid, dynamic, and interactive, embracing offense over defense.
What is that
More often than
mean?
not, you'll be facing multiple enemies at the same time. As a result, you should always be moving and
It's every
closing the
action
gap on
RPG.
enemies. Also, you dominate the combat space, not the enemies, and the game rewards you for being aggressive. Now that you're familiar with the combat philosophy, let's dig into the weapons themselves. In Godfall, there are 5 weapon classes: the longsword, the dual blades,
Does this motherfucker have a
the
face?
polearm,
Or is he just like permanently lion
the
armor?
two-handed
man?
warhammer,
That's
and
not
the
relatable
two-handed
at all. I can't get into
greatsword.
this guy. It's like a Tekken
Each
character
weapon
mixed with a
class
Soul
has their
Calibur
own unique
character.
movesets and playstyles ranging from fast combos to more strategic, deliberate play. As you defeat enemies in your adventures, you will acquire numerous weapons.
It's already been
For
40
each weapon
something,
category,
45 minutes.
each weapon with
38
their own
minutes.
primary
38, yeah.
and secondary
Oh,
traits.
okay.
So
At
they
a
said
later
it was about
date,
40 or
we
45.
will
We might
delve
get
into the
one
weapon
last
classes
pop at the end, I
and
think.
how to modify them
One more thing
in greater detail.
at the end,
For
but-
now, we'll go over the dual blades and longsword weapon
I'm
classes.
losing hope.
The dual blades
This
are
is
the
like, I don't
fastest
want to hear a
weapon
guy
class
talk
in
about
Godfall,
how his
embodying
action
speed,
RPG is so
fluidity,
unique
and
when all the
will.
mechanics are
The dual
every
blades
action
are
RPG
exceptional
at this
against
point.
soft,
Like,
unarmored targets
it's
and
like we
small
love
targets.
fluidity and dynamic,
You can
interactive
perform a
combat.
combo
It's like it
by
looks like
executing 4
You fucking
consecutive
mashed
Devil
blades.
May Cry.
square,
It looks
dude.
like
Like,
The
come on.
dual
Bayonetta.
blades
It's like
heavy
every,
attack is a
it's like Nier
spinning blade
Automata. It looks like
cycle.
everything.
The blade cycle
Oh,
But
somebody
Nier
said
Automata
Buster
is
can also
Sword.
be used as a finisher at
Yeah,
the
Meow
end
says
of your
Buster
light
Sword.
attack combo.
I missed the Buster Sword.
They
So
should
what
show
are
off
the
Diablo,
signature
man. That would be
moves
cool.
for the dual blades? As you build up charge, you
This
can also
this looks like a
activate
closer
inner focus,
over the
which is
shoulder
unique to the
Diablo
dual
in a way.
blades, which inflicts
Eh,
massive damage
It
in
looks
a
more
short
like a,
period of time.
what do they call them?
There's also Mortal Coil,
Prestige Battler? No, not Prestige.
Pulling the enemy.
There's a name for games like Bayonetta. I have to look it up.
I just call them hack and slash.
Now let's switch
There's
to
a genre
the
for those ones that are
longsword
based around like a character.
Long swords are balanced weapons, embodying crisp damage.
I can't believe that they're going into depth about.
And
this is the difference between a longsword and
I'll be right back. I'm gonna feed my dog.
Yeah, spectacle fighters. They call them spectacle fighters. Anyways,
right back.
Which can be
Feed him and let him
at
out.
the end of your light attack combo.
Yeah, have fun, AJ.
There are 3 signature moves.
All right, this is the perfect time for Sony to announce something huge.
Flurry, which cannot be
AJ's gone. Let's fucking blow him out of the water when he comes back. Like, dude, you weren't here.
Yeah, at the very end, he's got to say, and it's all available in VR.
Notice there's a white flash.
I don't need to know this guy's whole skill tree. God damn it!
Press the shield button exactly at the same time
really
to
boring.
perform a devastating shield uppercut.
Shut up.
The shield.
And they should have given us character action. Yeah,
the
spectacle
shield.
fighter.
You're gonna talk about the shield now? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm so not buying this game. Even if somebody tells me it's good, this guy has just convinced me to not purchase this game.
But Dave, there's shields in it.
You can parry attack.
Holy crap!
You can perform a light attack after you parry. Wow, it's not like I've been doing this in Ghost of Tsushima for fucking 20 hours already.
You can aim and throw your shield.
You can aim and throw it.
He's Captain America as well.
Just as you catch your shield, you can perform a powerful wave attack. You can double tap the shield.
Is this a tutorial or a fucking like promotional thing?
Right. Can we get a 20-minute state of play next time instead? Remember when state of plays were only 20 minutes and they didn't have this fucking bullshit in it?
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Oh man. I was excited for a 40-minute state of play until I realized what it was going to consist of.
Yeah, they should have brought more games to the table here, because, I don't know. I think they're trying to get people hyped about this PS5 business, but this isn't doing it for me at all.
No.
Why are we still seeing footage of this game? God. Kill me. This is going to be the last thing, I think.
No, it can't be. It cannot be. She said before we leave or whatever, let's show off this. But I think there's going to be like that one more thing. There's got to be.
If they don't, I'm going to riot. I'm burning my PlayStation 4 if they don't show anything else. Sure, let's see an entire boss fight. That'd be fun. In the middle of a presentation.
Yeah. And is it just me, or is this not even an interesting boss fight?
Ooh, one sec.
We hope you enjoyed our first walkthrough video of Godfall running on the PlayStation 5. We also want to thank all the fans for their endless support since our initial reveal back in December.
Alright, so this is your chance. Dave's not here, AJ's not here. Reveal something huge.
And progression, and are eager to share more with you on our way to launch this holiday season. We hope that you will join our Godfall community on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you.
Come on, there's got to be something. There's got to be something to save the day. Come on.
That's a wrap.
No, it's not a wrap.
We enjoyed this peek into the future of PlayStation. See you next time.
Oof. Wow. Oof. It's right. Oof. That's a major oof. Wow.
That was a waste of time.
I mean,
can we go back to just getting VR announcements from the PlayStation blog?
Sorry, I've been talking on mute this whole time. Did we get anything besides Hitman? I mean, Hitman
Vader,
is huge.
we got the Vader. Yeah, Hitman was amazing. We got the Vader Immortal release date, but
it.
Man,
that was coming though. I mean, that's not a huge thing. That's exactly when we thought it was coming out, the end of August. So I don't know. Besides those 2 little snippets, and Hitman's not a little snippet, but
no, it's huge.
Yeah, but they didn't show us much gameplay of it. And like, I would have loved a deep dive 5-minute talk with the creative director of Hitman VR about what the mechanics are like. Instead of Godfall, that was the most boring, hey guys, we have mechanics from action RPG games. Do you like them? Like it's
boring as hell.
You can throw your shield. You can parry with your
None
shield.
of those indie games.
Blades.
None of those indie games look particularly interesting either. Like even the PS5 presentation, it was like, there wasn't any VR, and I was so excited about that.
Yeah,
None of these games looked like just complete like rehash stuff.
I don't know why they would even bother saying that the focus of this was going to be PSVR and PS4 because they showed they showed more PS5 games than they showed PSVR games.
Yeah.
And those didn't even look that good, the PS5 games they showed. So I don't get it, man.
So what we've learned is that they haven't yet gotten it right. Their state of plays, they still have not gotten it right. This is kind of
did someone from Nintendo edit this? It's like, yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Robbie B, real quick. Sorry.
Please.
And Robbie B with the 2 says, "Oh God, I've lost it. You guys are talking so fast. Let me explain the shield in Godfall." He says. And then I think we missed another one a little earlier. Oh, but it's too far back. I'm sorry. Did anyone catch that? AJ, did you catch that tip?
No.
Oh my God, there's so much in the chat. I lost.
Yeah, the chat is angry.
Sorry, guys.
We got.
Because he wouldn't let me do the tip during Godfall.
Yeah, it's my fault. It is my fault. Thank you to all the tippers out there. We appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome. Sorry, the show wasn't like I felt like we were doing our best not to overhype the show, thinking it's 40 minutes. We're not really shooting for the stars here. We thought there'd be a couple cool announcements, and outside of we knew Vader Mortal was going to be there. That was like the one thing that nobody was questioning. Like this is absolutely going to be there, and they gave us the date, August 25th. That's great. We're happy. They gave us the one thing we absolutely were like, yep. But to even mention PlayStation VR as a focus of the show was ludicrous. Because don't even mention it in the description, because there were literally two mentions of PlayStation VR the entire 40 minutes.
It would have been just as good to cut it out, leave it out, say this is PS4 indies and a couple PS5 games, and then announce Hitman with the VR trailer. That would make as big a splash as putting it in the middle sandwiched of a state of play. Like if they just dropped the trailer for Hitman VR out of nowhere right after the state of play, like, oh, hey, also this exists. That would have been a big kind of exclamation point at the end. Whereas in the middle, it just sort of got tucked in, popped up for a second. We were like, oh my God. And then they said nothing about it and moved on.
Right.
So I don't know. Okay. Rob with a 10. Rob says, oh, sorry. I'm sure you guys not done. Rob says, good show. Did he say great show? Good show.
Good show. Yeah. Hope you're talking about our show. Thank you. That was, like I said, usually, even though we focus on PSVR, usually there's like non-VR stuff that I'm like, ooh, like that looks awesome, or there's something to take away. This was not a good showing. There was nothing that looked exciting, nothing we haven't seen 1,000 times before. This was not very good. They could have definitely done.
I mean, what about Sniper Elite VR? Where the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Show me some footage of that. Like, come on, there's so many things that they could have up their sleeve that they could give us a little taste of. But
I would have literally rather had somebody from Sony standing up there being like, in the Q1 fiscal year, we earned this much money. Yeah. Like, and I'd be like, yes, like that would be more exciting. That was a bad. Whoever does those state of plays, like stop it,
dude. The editing too was so weird. It was jarring between, like, they'd have a game where a dude talked about it for 5-10 minutes and nobody cared, and then they would switch to just like no voiceover, no title of the game, just footage of auto chess, like with no explanation, and at the end they're like, it's auto chess. It's like, what the hell was that transition? Right. And then sometimes they would go back and say, okay, that was a PS4 game, let's check out a PS5 game. But they threw us for a loop with the VR shit because they didn't go back and specify like what was going to be VR. I don't know, man. That was rough. You want to take Belramios? Somebody here?
I got it. €5 from Belramio the Game Cat. Rayo saying, I think I'm just not watching these things anymore. Hold on, I guess scroll back. You got away from me.
I mean, Hitman, don't get me wrong. Hitman was an awesome announcement. We're going to get our show started here in a sec, so make sure you don't go anywhere. But let's get this out of our system first. Yeah.
Right. Says the rest of the tip is the bit about Bugsnax and Hitman I can also watch tomorrow and not miss anything. This is 40 minutes. You're wasting everybody's time if you're going to say, here's a 40-minute show and really only have a couple of things worth mentioning in the entire thing.
Well, and half of it was going in depth on stuff that I had no interest in them going in depth on. And then other games that I wanted more info on, they just like breezed past as if it was just like a snippet of something.
Dude, they could have spent 20 minutes on Hitman. I would have been thrilled.
Nobody cares about Godfall that much. Honestly, nobody cares that much. I did like, as Belramio said, I did like seeing the Bugsnax footage. It makes me a little more interested because it looks like there's actually some meat on the bones as far as gameplay mechanics.
Surprisingly,
and it looks like a really fun kind of. The thing is, I'm holding out hope. Fingers crossed. It looks very VR friendly, the way that they've shown it in that first person view, and the way that you've got the hand, and the way that you pull up the map in front of your face and stuff. So I know they're not announcing PS5 VR games yet, but I would not be totally surprised if there was a mode, at least. And I hope there is, because that looks fun. I would play the shit out of Bugsnax in VR.
Games, yeah.
It is a little frustrating how they're treating
Minecraft. No Minecraft.
Yeah. The no Minecraft thing is kind of surprising.
That's what I was waiting for at the end of it all. I was like, okay, the one last thing is gonna be Minecraft. It has to be Minecraft. What else are they holding out for? And the only thing I can assume is that they've got more state of plays on the way. That they're not going to just do one of these every 3 months or something. That they're going to be like, hey, we also got one coming in 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks after that. We're just gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it coming.
Okay. I want to respond to something in the chat here. Sure. Danger Mouse UK 78 says the majority of PS4 owners don't have VR. That's obviously true. Everyone knows that, and you don't really have to say it. As far as state of plays go, if they announce that they're going to focus it on PSVR, that's when we expect to see it. So it's not like we just come in here expecting every state of play to be full of PSVR stuff, because we know, as you said, it's a still small percentage of the PS4 environment. But when they tell me PSVR is going to be on there, I will be pissed when they don't show me much. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. This is just a weird selection of games. We obviously know. I mean, I can list off like 15 PlayStation VR games that are still on the way, like by the end of this year. And Vader Immortal was the only one that was there. Right? There are so many games that Sony could have just like made a fucking quick sizzle reel and been like, hey, here's some fucking release dates for all these PSVR games, and actually have made us feel included in part of the show. Instead, it felt just as fucking unfocused and segmented as before. Like 3 state of plays ago, we saw the Uncharted. We saw the Last of Us 2 one. We saw the Ghost of Tsushima one. Very focused. They're like, this is what you're gonna see. Don't expect anything else. No PlayStation 5 stuff. And we're like, cool, that's great. I'm excited about that. Like, please keep telling us what to expect. And when they say PSVR and then only deliver a release date of something that we already knew was coming this summer, and then we're like, oh, by the way, it's coming this summer. Here's a specific date. It's like not terribly exciting. And then one new announcement of a game, and then just ignore everything else. That tells me that either they're just super unfocused over there and have no idea like how to do these shows properly, or they do have more shows on the way. Just because this felt like the beginning. This felt like the first of a series of state of plays. The description of this one should have been.
I don't want to see any more that are structured like this. If they keep doing these every month or so, like,
I'd rather go back to just having it in the PS blog. I'd rather see it. I'd rather read about it in a PS blog. This is just it's not good marketing. Like it's horrible. Like to make something that could possibly these were not interesting at all. And I get it. You want to give some light, but
Got a couple tips here. Mark Pringlesleaf with a 2. He says, I kept waiting for Phil Spencer to show up. Yeah, not far off.
Right.
All right. AJ, you want to take this next one?
Yes. Wonder Rob with a $5 donation says, so, speculate if you will, are they holding announcements back for something bigger like a trade show or PSVR 2 announcement? I'm not expecting PSVR 2 anytime soon. Mm-hmm. I think at the earliest, we get some kind of PSVR 2 stuff in maybe quarter 1, quarter 2, 2021. They are playing this game of chicken with Microsoft, and they're kind of like, I don't know. This felt like all the besides Hitman. Honestly, I think Hitman and Vader Immortal were probably the 2 best looking games.
Hey! Listen. Spelunky 2 is there. I don't want to hear any of this shit.
So that is actually like, if you're into, I don't know. So
you were even like, I can't wait to not play this. And
Dude,
that's like your
What do you
game.
mean? No, dude, because and the only reason I say that is because if I was still playing flat screen games, I would play that all day, every day. But the fact that I didn't even play RE2, and RE2 is one of my favorite games of all time, then it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, especially if you don't give it to me on Vita, right? Like Vita is like the one way. If I'm like laying in bed, I'll probably still play Spelunky 2. But no, like that Vita's how I played Spelunky 1 for like 200 hours. So
you could still play remote play on your PS4. Just saying.
Oak V3D says no news is good news. Exactly. This is like one of those things where it's like you'd be better off just releasing these as is, like versus or doing like a more focused on one game kind of deal than doing. They probably did I don't know. It seems like they did some work to put this together, but this is like. This is hardly worth like, I mean, and they even said kind of like temper your expectations, and it still felt like it underdelivered. Like Dave said, everything that was like interesting was kind of just glossed over for 2 seconds, and then they did these enormous deep dives on just stuff that I don't care about. Like who cares about you can use a sword in Godfall. Oh, here's how the shield works. Did they really say like how the shield works?
They spent way too much time on that. That was ridiculous. What? And I think, so Justin, I want to go to what Justin just said in the chat. And this is kind of your point, AJ. He said, oh, well, would you rather they just not give us any info at all? And that's not exactly anything like what we're saying. What we're saying is that if they're going to give us this info about PSVR in a place where they're saying, hey, PSVR is going to be in here, give us enough info to be excited, or don't say PSVR is in it, drop Hitman as a trailer separately, and everyone will still get hype. Like, give us the info, but just in a reasonable format that doesn't feel tedious, and you're like hunting for scraps of something that you want to get excited about.
Or don't mention PSVR at all, and then throw in Hitman and be like, oh, hey, that's a bonus. We didn't think there's going to be any PSVR in here at all. Right?
Yeah,
but when you say it's going to be PSVR, it was a great surprise.
A couple good games showed off. Like, I think obviously Spelunky 2 looked good. I like Bugsnax, and then Hitman looks incredible.
I can't believe I'm actually going to say,
but I can't think what else.
I can't believe actually seeing some Bugsnax gameplay. I'm like, okay, I can maybe get on board with this.
Bugsnax is going to be awesome.
I don't know why you weren't on board with it the second you heard that damn theme song. I saw the trailer reveal.
No, I feel like I was the only person that was like, no, like I'm not.
You're a heartless bastard. It's not metal enough.
A theme song is not enough to get me into a game. I'm sorry.
Talking about Bugsnax.
Fuck you! I'm sure you got it. Roz Ace with the $2 Australian donation saying State of Play was like 7 minutes long before Godfall. Yeah, pretty much, man.
All right.
Well, luckily we've got a lot more news to talk about and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I give this State of Play a big thumbs down, a fat F. This is a big fail.
So before we move on, somebody asked for a list of all the stuff they announced, and I think online I can probably find that real quick. So I'm just we'll run through right before we move on, like so we don't forget anything. But
the whole list of games,
and just to clarify, Owen Evans, Hitman 3 is a PlayStation 4 title, not a PlayStation 5 title. So this is not a PlayStation 5 VR title shown.
2021. Let's see, State of Play. What did they release?
Well, game.
They're not talking about PlayStation 5 VR at all yet. At all.
Nope.
So no, they haven't said anything about it. Yeah.
So even people are saying it's also on PlayStation 5. Well, cool, but they are not saying anything about PlayStation 5 VR. So
hit me real quick, Dave.
Okay, gotcha.
Nico Yazawa says $5. Hitman cool, agreed. Vader cool, agreed. Says Shield and Godfall, hell yeah. I don't know how to interpret that joke.
Yeah,
like
perfectly.
It's a joke. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, can someone please make Star Child in Dreams?
Okay, I will say Crash Bandicoot 4 looked pretty good. Hitman in VR, I like it. Braid, no one cares about. Let's see, Pathless, don't care. Spelunky 2, good news. Genshin Impact, that one actually looked surprisingly interesting for just kind of a JRPG sort of thing.
Nice art style.
Then we had Aeon Must Die, which was kind of cool. That fighting game. Anno Mutationum didn't do anything for me. I don't even remember what the fuck that was. Bugsnax. Then we got Vader Immortal, of course. Control DLC. Auto Chess. The Pedestrian. God, there's a lot of games in here, actually. It feels like they were less, but I don't care about most of these. Hood Outlaws and Legends is the Assassin's Creed game. Temtem, Pokemon ripoff. People seem to like that one a lot. And then Godfall was the last like fucking 20 minutes of the show. I'm looking at this play-by-play live blog, and even people who cover this stuff for a living are like, "All right, Godfall, we get it. You've got a lot of weapons, and they all do stuff."
I mean, that's what I was saying. What I liked about the PS5 presentation was that the gameplay, it took me by surprise so many times. Just this literally felt like every single reject from like that show, like crammed into a little presentation. Minus, like I said, I did like the VR stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be mad about Hitman because that's huge, and the whole trilogy. I'm very, very, very excited about that.
Yeah.
Joe Grover, the F in Game Cat, $5 says, "Uh-oh, was sleeping. Did I miss some sort of nightmare? Not a nightmare, just not the best thing."
Joe Grover.
Joe Grover. All right, well.
But I could have gotten more hyped off of talking about like Dream, Saints and Sinners, and like Pistol Whip some more.
Somebody mentioned that Onslaught was not shown, and I think that's kind of important to note because like they should have something to show for Onslaught in VR by now, but they don't apparently.
But I mean, think of all the things that should be shown in VR right now. Think of all the PlayStation VR games that are on the horizon, that are on the way out, that will be here, that are PlayStation 4 games that, as far as we know, are not PlayStation 5 games natively.
Yeah.
and that need to be talked about now. Why are you gonna wait and like let that message get diluted once PlayStation 5 gets closer? This doesn't make any sense at all. This was one of their last chance. It's fucking August. We're 3 months away from like what we are assuming is the launch of PlayStation 5. Like, are you seriously going to tell me that there's going to be another state of play the next month and a half or 2 months I don't know, for everyone who's like not going to be focused on PlayStation 5? I just don't think that's the case. It doesn't make any sense.
No, I don't know. I think obviously the next announcement will probably come after Xbox does whatever, and then whoever goes first, and then they should go a little bit more into the hardware, and then we should get like the pre-orders and stuff, the dates for the pre-orders and whatnot, and for that to go live. But yeah, this was, in my opinion, the doing these is supposed to build hype, is supposed to get people interested, and this did like absolutely almost nothing. For 40 minutes. For 40 minutes long, I enjoyed about 3 minutes of that.
So the chat is kind of debating here, and I'm wondering what you guys think. Do you think that Hitman footage was PSVR footage on PS5 or PSVR footage on PS4?
No,
that's what I think too. That's what I think too. And people in the chat are saying, "Oh, there's no way PS4 can run it in VR." But the footage to me looked almost exactly the same. It looked exactly the same as Blood and Truth. So we can already pull off that level of detail. I don't know what corners they'll have to cut, but it looked like it was running on a PS4 to me, guys.
Yeah, the only thing that looked impressive was like how populated the environments were with people, and that's not that hard to pull off.
Well, yeah, if you got one guy in front of your face with good facial animation, and all these people are facing away talking at a table, like that's easy. Like you don't need to dedicate too much to that. Wow, more tips. Okay, you guys are all doing the 5. I appreciate it. Tree Guy appreciates it. This is the recommended Tree Guy.
That's what it is. Okay, everyone's just following suit. I like
that's this. Okay. And Rob just did it too. Actually, that's 3 in a row. AJ, take this first one.
All right. That is Tasuki VR with a $5 donation. Says getting a brand new Hitman game in VR is on par with RE7 having full VR, a AAA game. Yep. Yet you all seem upset, and I cannot see how. This is a huge deal. Hold on, I got this. Upset. I'm a little irked because I had to sit through a 45-minute presentation for basically that, and that was shown at the beginning. I'm not upset about that announcement at all. I'm very, very excited. We're going to start the Gamescast normally here soon, and we're going to get excited, but we are getting this crappy presentation off our chest first to get this out of the way. That was not a good state of play, regardless of what you say. That was a bad state of play.
Right, Tasuki, if they had shown Resident Evil 8 and been like, and it has VR support, it's running on PlayStation 4, whatever, you know, and be like, okay, here's a game that, like, you know, obviously Brian Paul game all over the place. I'd be like, yes, fucking amazing, so cool. And then I would have been fucking bored for the next 35 minutes. Still, like, there's no getting around that this was a terrible show that had, I mean, like 1 or 2 pretty decent spotlights on it. So no, we don't want to misrepresent the show. We don't want to misrepresent our feelings about Hitman. I mean, I think we are crazy excited about Hitman, but that is, you know, that was just one cool surprise in a very, very, I mean, just bland, boring show. So yeah, but you're right. I guess if we're focusing on the positive, then we should be very, very excited about that.
Yes, and we will change gears here very soon.
Yeah, and as Brian said, we want to be clear that we're very excited about Hitman. It's not like we're disappointed about that reveal. It's just how little time it got compared to everything else in the show that we're not excited about.
Right, give us 5 minutes of
that.
that.
Understand where we're coming from. Yeah, exactly.
How great would that have been if they said, and here's different ways you can take down enemies, and here's how we implemented move support so you can strangle somebody in first-person mode. It's like, remember when people were mad about Night Trap in Mortal Kombat back in the day? You know how pissed off parents should be about this? Very. Which is great. But no, that's the stuff we should have seen. They'd be like, look what we did. Look how we brought this game into VR. Spend 5 minutes on that. We would have been thrilled. Instead, they talked about swords and shields.
I got a sword. It does this. You can throw the shield. It comes back to you. If you hit the button at the right time, you might just activate it.
We've played Rygar. We know how this works.
Yeah, okay. This next tip actually, I think, is a lie. I think
Yes.
Del Remy is trolling. I Googled this to check.
No,
and I think
Sonic got corrected. It was a fake. He was a fake tweet.
Okay, that's what I figured. Anyways, but he said, don't believe this, but he said, that's not what he said. He said, Rockstar just fucked Sony big time, announcing Bully 2 with hashtag state of play. Yeah. They did not, let's be clear, they did not do that. But, and then finally, Wonder Rob, Brian, you can take this one.
All right.
Because I want to hear you say voodoo bitch.
Wonder Rob, the $5 Nation says, do you know any lyrics to the DK Donkey Kong, or Who Do You Voodoo Bitch, my favorite video game songs? So I wasn't like a big Donkey Kong person back in the day. So is he talking about the DK rap on the N64?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Like for a Nintendo cartridge back in the day on 64, it actually had like a full digitized rap song at the beginning of it. It was ridiculous. But Who Do You Voodoo Bitch is from Dead Island 1. And I unabashedly love Dead Island. Yeah. Like not even a guilty pleasure. I don't. But I remember watching just in absolute disgust, going, "This is going to be a terrible game. I can't wait to play." And this is like the whole intro sequence. And it's like, "Who do you voodoo bitch?" And I'm like,
"This is a bad game. I love it."
I don't think they're making this for me, but let's do this.
Who do you voodoo bitch?
Yeah, I don't remember the words. I really wish I had remembered those.
We got another tip from Drew. $2. Delirium Drew VR says, I'm not hyped. I'm kind of sad or indifferent.
Oh, we should snuggle. It makes everything better.
Don't be sad.
We'll get a pizza. We'll watch a horror movie. Everything will be better. Yeah. Anyway, and we'll hang out with Tornado. Tornado makes everything better. It used to be VR. Now it's Tornado. Where is
we do have
like sleeping back here?
Let's see. We do have some exciting PlayStation stuff to talk about here.
So are we switching gears? Are we going to cut it loose? Say no more state of play? Because we've talked this thing to death, I think.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more to say. I mean, we can go into Hitman. Let me see if there's a PS blog.
Maybe they dropped an actual trailer like alongside it or something. Although that seemed like about trailer length. But Hitman VR. Let's see. Maybe there's details too.
Yeah, no, I've been playing.
So we're gonna get this ready for state of play. I mean,
Hitman
for
3 will support PlayStation VR. So Hitman 3 isn't out yet, right?
No, it
is it?
No, January, right?
Okay.
Now I'm really confused.
It says bring the entire Hitman trilogy to VR when it launches next January.
Okay, right. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Hitman 1 and 2 are both out, and Hitman 3 is coming out, and all three will have. Yeah. Okay, I'm all caught up. I had that straight in my head earlier, and then somehow I screwed it up again. I'm all caught
we should start. Before we get into these blogs, I want to include these as part of the Gamescast.
All right, well,
discussion.
Let's what you guys want to get the show started?
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right,
we'll roll into Gamescast because this is news.
Let's cue the cat. Want to cue the cat?
Oh,
all right, because I want to say what's up to Delirium, Drew VR, Vegan VR King, Mark Pringles, Leaf, Oak VD, 3D, War Garble. I got a great laugh at your tweet. War Garble tweeted, he said, oh shit, I don't have it anymore.
I don't care what he said.
Like,
War Garble makes awesome games. Keep it up, dude. Keep it up.
The Triangulator, Gaggle the Game Scat, Imhotep the Game Lion, Hard to Get, Alexander, Vinciceri, Wonder Rob, Tornado TJ, Boy Brown, The Sacred Grow, Justin Crowell, VR, Giant Ski, Crafter 7, Jock Jackson, Tom Morgan, Liam, this is 4 out of 10 for the State of Play. You got Cold Yogurt, Craven Moorhead, Charles Rich, Lackey Singer, Seo Menzini, Lazaro Martinez, and David Gaming Legends Mod 22, one of the newest Gamecats. Nick Mulo, Trusty Mod, thank you so much, my dude. Dark Flame 64, Super User 666, Barminetti, Kyle PSVR Wargaming, Bell Romeo the Gamecat, PSVR Underground, I know that guy. Gamer Chick 13, Roy Schwartz, Sonic the Gamecat. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
Do I still have time? I never know how much time is left.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you got a couple more seconds. 3, maybe 2 seconds. I don't know.
Doozy Cat.
I think that was probably about it. All right. It's weird. This is PSVR Gamescast Live, where we film live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. We're really fucking early today. We bring it to YouTube live, because that's what live means. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here, PSVR Without Parole. And to my right, mislabeled. Oh, no, correctly labeled now. Dave
I'm here. I'm back.
From Dave Station VR.
Hey, I'm still here. I just left for a second.
And
still here.
That guy to the far right of the screen is AJ from The Underground. PSVR Underground. This is so dumb.
What is up, Brian, Dave, Gamecats? Once again, we are back. It is time to get Gamescast started. We are switching gears. It is we're on our hype levels now. We're getting the energy back in this place.
Regular old hype.
No getting the positive energy flowing.
And we're starting it off with a palette cleanser. The Triangulator 999 says, "Here is a palette cleanser, family."
Nice.
Meow. All right, let's reset the vibe. We're talking news and excitement. What's up first on the list, AJ?
Well, I think we should. What's first? Yeah,
even though
obviously
here for got to do housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Join the Discord. Link is in the description, and that's where we all hang out. That's where this conversation happens 24/7. That is the biggest Without Parole community that we have. Apologies to everybody over on the PlayStation 4 community. Ever since they disabled that app on my phone, I'm just like, I'm never over there. So hopefully you guys are all doing good over there. If you need anything, just send smoke signals and shit, and hopefully I'll see that, or somebody will come to your rescue. Otherwise, join us over on Discord. Link in the description. 24/7. It's insane. It's awesome. But guys, I think we should really begin the show the way we begin every show.
Oh, with a little game of...
Should we or shouldn't we? We'll put 60 seconds up on the clock up on the counter the way that Jeremy likes it. And it's our time down here to tell you, the loyal Gamecats, whether you should or should not be doing and or playing and or watching the things that we've been doing and or playing and or watching. Who wants to go first?
May I?
You may. On your mark, get Dez, go.
All right. So you guys may know that I think yesterday or the day before, a free game on PS Plus came out called Fall Guys.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a battle royale based on these games like these game shows, Japanese game show like Wipeout or Takeshi's Castle, or there's a million of these where people jump from thing to thing and it's a stupid obstacle course. And the fun part is watching them bail out and fall over and mess up. So this is a battle royale centered around that idea of all these little mini games and platforming segments and stuff where it's tough to get through. Your character's a wobbly little bean, and it's really stupid, but it's so fun because the madness that's going on around you. And when you go in with some friends and you guys get in a chat, like we were playing on Discord, where we were in 2 groups of 3, I think, and just all talking in the Discord voice chat, streaming it there, and it was really fun. So if you guys have PS Plus, it's free. It's totally worth checking out and diving in with a few friends. Fall Guys, thumbs up. It's stupid fun. Stupid fun.
I 100% agree, especially since it's free on Plus. I actually dove in and played for, 5 minutes, 10 minutes with David Moore and in Sonic the Gamecat. But then last night I was up super late capturing some Dreams footage, and I found myself playing at like 4:00 a.m. and
Yeah.
just being like, I'm just gonna play this. And I played it for like a half an hour. It's pretty addictive. And
We got sucked in. It's one of those one more game games.
Yeah.
And then even after the one more game, you're like, nah, one more game. I know it's 3 a.m., but let's move on. Let's
it's
keep playing.
way more difficult than it looks. If you see somebody playing and you're like, why didn't they make that jump? It's like because the controls feel like you're fumbling over yourself constantly. Yeah, I couldn't even land a jump without falling over. So it's like, okay.
Yeah. No, it's funny because like you can start to get the hang of certain like moves and certain stuff, but like there's always this element of quappiness to it. I would call it, like the game quap. I don't know if you guys are familiar out there in the chat with this game quap, but the idea is that the controls are just insanely bad and like you move like an idiot the whole time.
Right.
And that's kind of how this is on purpose, but it's really fun. Everybody in the chat is having a great time. It looks like you got Cold Yogurt says 14,000 dislikes on State of Play. Woof. Yeesh.
Well,
what's
the first flat game I've played in years. Highly recommend.
Tasuki was like, I tweeted you guys. By the way, $2 donation from Tasuki VR. Thank you. So tweeted you three a tweet that goes into detail on Hitman. Well, you tweeted two of us. You accidentally included a different VR YouTuber in that tweet, but we'll take what we can get. 2 out of 3 is not bad. Saints and Sinners tweeted some gameplay today from their game and tagged me, but I was actually not in that video at all. So we're getting all sorts of mistweets today.
Yeah.
What's 14,000 dislikes on the State of Play? But what's the thumbs up? I want to know thumbs up as well.
How many likes?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to
all right, so Fall Guys, it should be it's the free PS Plus game. I'm gonna definitely check it out at some point.
Yeah, 100%, especially since it's free.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get into this later because there's a lot of details in this tweet actually. When we talk about Hitman later, we'll have some stuff to discuss.
Yeah.
Nice.
And is this more than just the what they?
There's
said
a little bit more detail. Yeah, a couple things I want to discuss when we get there.
Okay, cool.
All right, AJ, you ready?
Let's do this.
On your mark, get
What do you
Des. Go.
I've been playing Dreams for like 2 weeks straight ever since it has come out, but I've been mainly dream surfing. Now I finally shifted gears and tried my hand at making my first VR game, and guys, I'm happy to announce I did it. I finally made my snowboarding game that I've been saying I'm going to make for like a year, maybe more. And yeah, it's fully playable in VR. It's built from the ground up for VR. I think it looks pretty good overall, and it's pretty fun, and I plan on doing tons more. But forget my game, Dreams Creation Tools is what I'm talking about here. An absolute should we, because it seems like a lot at first, but you can do it. I made this game at entry level Dreams knowledge, like not knowing anything, learning the tools as I was making just basic stuff, and I've already learned so much. And
Sorry.
I can tell you, it is absolutely fun and amazing. It's fun. It's fun to make games in Dreams, is what I'm trying to say. Do it. You can make it happen.
Nice.
You're about to get the guy with the hook drawing you off stage.
Do it. Should we?
Nice. That is
Okay,
it's so reassuring.
You guys talk about Fall Guys for like
No.
5 minutes.
I was going
Get
to
out of here
actually
with
go
that.
on and talk about what you just said, but you get 60 seconds to say your piece and then we respond to it. So I totally agree with you that it's impressive how quickly you were able to make something this good. Like, I did not expect, with the amount of time that you put into it, which is a few days of work, like you haven't been doing this for maybe a week or something. Like, you haven't been doing this for
I wish
months
I knew.
and months and months and months.
Right. No,
But
definitely haven't been doing it for months.
there are creations that I've played that are way, way worse than this. And you are just starting out. This is your first thing. And it was actually pretty fun. It looked good. I liked the environment you created. And the track was cool to go down. Like, I was impressed that you could pull this off this quickly, which I think is a testament both to your creativity, but also to Dream's tools itself, because
amazing.
You just whipped up something pretty goddamn cool that's just going to get better. And you guys out there, AJ mentioned to me, he's going to make this stuff remixable or something shareable.
It is already.
And you guys can make your own snowboarding courses. We want to see those.
You can. So I think one of the strengths of Dreams is that, yeah, it is a lot of the stuff that I used was stuff that people made they pre-made, and I was able to use it, and that saved me hours upon hours upon hours. So I wanted to pay it forward. I did the same thing. My entire snowboarding game not only is playable and replayable, but it's remixable too. So you can take my game and just dive in there, carve it up, and swap it around, do whatever you want, if you're able to do something. So
yeah, and if you guys want to check this out, people are saying they want to try it. It's called Dream Borders VR. It's on the Dreams thing right now. Actually, AJ just updated it since we played, which is wild because I told him last night, I said, okay, well, you got to implement a thing where if you fall off, you die and restart. You got to add collectibles, and you got to put a timer on top, so it's a time trial. He did all 3 of those things in a couple hours.
About 3.5 hours. Yeah.
So it's not.
I wanted to do those things. I was feeling lazy. I was feeling lazy, and I wasn't. And then when you were like, "Well, I'll put this on one of my list if you do all that stuff," and I was like, "All right, there's the motivation I needed."
Sure.
And yeah, so it definitely motivated me to do it.
Yeah, I just put the link in the comments for anybody who wants Dream Borders.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I loved using those links, man. The website, if you guys aren't on the Dreams website, sign in with your PSN account. It's the best place to browse for stuff and add it to your lists for play later and all that. It's really easy to get through stuff on the website.
Cunning K. Dream Borders.
Dream Borders.
Web systems. Wanted to say that so bad.
$10 from Wonder Rob says, AJ, can I buy a ticket for a guided tour later?
Ooh.
He wants you to guide him through your dreams.
You don't want to go there, man. Trust me.
What are you, Carl Young? Get out of my brain.
No, but that goes for you guys as well. I'm not just encouraging all the cats who I know can make some amazing games. I want to see what you two can make as well.
Yeah, that's what Wargarble said too. I do want to dive in there and check it out because, like, you're kind of inspiring me. Seeing what you made.
That's what I want to do. I want to show you that you can do it, man. Like, if you know how video games work, and I think you guys both do, I would love to see what you're able to create because this is how you do it.
Too ambitious. My idea is way too ambitious.
I thought the same.
No, mine is way more ambitious. Trust me.
But let me just quick word of advice. Do the basic tutorials. Do all the tutorials that they show you, because when you get into creative mode, it's got all these things up top, and it tells you, and like you have no idea what any of those are. The great thing about the tutorials is it tells you what each of those tools are and what they do, and like I said, just entry level. That'll give you enough to make a game, and then you'll get on if the more ambitious you get. Like me wanting to add front flips, back flips, tricks, character customization, main menu, stuff like that. Yeah. That's where, that's going to come later. That's the more advanced logic stuff. But yeah, just the basics, I was able to make that game. And you can make a good game with just basic knowledge.
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good to know because
Brian, people are asking for you to show the clip. Can you pull up that clip that AJ sent you? You showed on the screen,
but it's
they know
so
what we're talking about.
It's so outdated.
Oh, true.
Like, I mean, it looks nothing like it did on. You can check out Viewer Takeover if you want to see the clip that we shared 2 days ago.
I've got a new video. If you guys want to see it, I made a video earlier.
Yeah,
a little.
Oh, dude, can I make a trailer for
is it on your channel? AJ? Hold on, if it's on your channel.
Yeah, it's on my channel.
All right,
AJ, would you let me make a trailer for your game in Dreams?
If you wanted to, yeah.
I will. I'm going to put some old school punk shit from the X Games soundtrack or whatever, Tony Hawk's soundtrack.
Oh, do fuck, wow, can I really not remember?
Tell me which Pennywise song you want.
No, Pennywise.
MXPX, NoFX, which one?
I only had an option for pop punk. I'm not really a pop punk guy though. I'm definitely more of a NoFX guy, but
yeah. Well, I'll put a NoFX song to your trailer. I'm doing this tonight, AJ.
I would love that. Love NoFX. Brian, you still have your Should We Shouldn't We that we got to do as well.
Yeah, 60 seconds up on the clock.
For sure.
Clock up on the counter the way Jeremy likes it.
Oh, while I'm waiting for this to download real quick, I did want to say that in regards to AJ making a game, it is really inspiring because he put so much work into having to revamp the physics and stuff and having to reprogram things that I don't need to do when I make my horror game. So he spent a lot of time doing stuff that I won't have to do, and so knowing. I know I put a lot of time into, so I don't want to say this, negatively, but it's it doesn't sound like, even if you said, oh, it took me 10, 15, 20 hours, I'd be like, you know what?
Right.
that's way less time than I thought it was going to take. So that's really reassuring. I feel like if I spend 20 hours making something, it can probably be pretty fucking polished because I don't even have to go through a lot of the shit that you went through. So that's
a lot of that time was not making the game itself. A lot of that time was learning the tools.
Right.
So, learning the tools was definitely like the longest part. But man, it is like once you have that knowledge, dude, I feel like I could make. I mean, of course, I couldn't just make up anything right now, but I get it. I get why these dream creators are so like you're gonna get addicted. Like it becomes a game in itself. It is really just once again such a revolutionary platform that they've created, and for us to be able to, every one of you out there that says, I want this in VR, I want this in VR, I want this in VR, guess what? You can make that yourself, and it's fun to do it.
Yeah.
And then you get the reward of not only I've played that my own snowboarding game like 10,000 times, and I'm still enjoying it. Like it's fun because it's what I wanted. You know what I mean?
It is now playing on the screen.
You got
sweet.
Okay.
Ooh, and it's got a logo now. That's great.
Yeah, very cool.
Is that in the game, or did you just make that for the video?
I made it for the video, but I am going to make a main menu.
Nice.
Like I said, so tons more to do.
And the cool thing too is there's people in the community out there who are like, for instance, MC Alchemist 42, the guy who made Silver Slumber and
Great game.
Deus Somnium VR, I think, both really cool. He does Twitch streams of him making stuff. And so if you want to see, for instance, like what goes into creating VR melee sword mechanics, he was on Twitch the other day streaming, how do I make a VR sword mechanic? And it looked great. How do I make a climbing mechanic where you can go up walls? Perfect. Like it's cool because there are people out there willing to show you how they're doing what they're doing and share the information with you. Everybody just wants to share in the community, which is awesome. So yeah, MC Alchemist does Twitch streaming. Clever Trev Gaming does a bunch of Dreams tutorials as well. He's part of the GameCat community. Good stuff. I want to see.
I haven't used any of those tutorials. I've only used the in-game. I've only used the in-game tutorials. People are telling me there's like so many more advanced tutorials as well.
Yeah.
And like I literally made all that with just in-game tutorials, and then like kind of a little bit of my own experimentation as well.
Nice.
We got one from Hugh Guyver, Matt Guyver's cousin. Say what's up to your cousin Mac for us. $10, and he says, "Gonna watch later. Just swinging past to drop some pizza money."
Thank you very much.
Shout out to Mac
and
there.
Hugh.
I pulled a Mac Guyver. I pulled something your cousin would do the other day. I had to paint the ceiling, and my ladder couldn't reach high enough, so I got 2 plastic twist ties or whatever, and I undid a broomstick, put the paintbrush onto the end of the broomstick with the little zip ties, and then was able to paint the ceiling. So
these are the stories I live for, AJ. I live for this shit. This should be the outro of Viewer Takeover episode.
My God.
All right, so what is next? Brian, you got to do your show, your shouldn't we, right?
On your market does go. So you guys know that I've been playing a lot of Beat Saber. I've been playing a lot of Beat Saber for a couple months now. Struggling a little bit with Expert Plus. I've been able to finish like 6 or 7 songs in Expert Plus, which is good, but they're the easy ones. You could probably name the 6 or 7 easiest, and those are the ones that I finished. So I've sort of felt like I've had to stand still, where Expert now feels very, very easy. Like I don't ever fail any Expert song. I'm not talking about Camellia because those are fucking impossible. But every other song, no problem on Expert. But so I'm at this weird standstill. And so Rypop community moderator was basically talking about getting weighted gloves for not only Beat Saber but Box VR. And so I got some weighted gloves, 2 pounds on each hand, and now I'm playing Beat Saber on Expert with weighted gloves, and I'm really trying to, and so I'm really, and right now, I mean, everything seems so crazy easy without the gloves on, but not that hard with the gloves, not that hard with them on. Anyway.
How about your workout? Are you feeling pretty?
It's not terrible but the problem is I'm not totally sure either.
Okay.
I'm not totally sure either because I've been like working out a little bit anyway, and so this wasn't like the first thing that I had done. So, but what I will say is that like when I'm not wearing the gloves, everything in Beat Saber feels really, really easy. So I think this is.
So it's like you've created a hard mode for yourself, and then when you take it off, everything is like easy as pie.
Like I'm assuming this is going to help me get through Expert Plus songs much, much easier.
Yeah.
But we'll see. That's just that. So it is a should we, and apparently if you're doing Box VR for any kind of workout, pick up some weighted gloves. apparently they're really good. They're really good. All right, I think that takes care of. Should we or shouldn't we? I think
Brian, real quick. Yeah. Somebody in the chat said, "Do you have a product recommendation? Is there a specific brand that you bought or that Rypop recommended that if people want to get this, that they should look for?" Or?
Without actually talking to Rypop about which ones he bought, I just went on Amazon, and I can tell you right now they are. I ended up buying the exact same ones that he bought. And,
that's what I figured. Yeah.
And so they are, and like without even talking to him, I bought the exact same ones, and they were the Pro Source Fit weighted gloves, 2 pounds each glove. They were $16 on Amazon. It's like
that's not bad at all.
Super cheap. So Pro Source Fit weighted gloves.
Gotcha. Now, so how does 2 pounds compare to the feeling of like holding a lightsaber? I feel like a lightsaber would not weigh 2 pounds, but maybe there's a lot of heavy stuff in there. I don't know.
More or less, you think it would be way more?
Does it add something to the game?
It
does.
Do
you feel kind of cool when you're?
Well, I mean, move controllers already weigh something, right? We're not using finger tracking here, so the move controllers already were substantial. But I do think there's, if you use your imagination, then yes. But but the weight is here. It's on the backside of your hand, and so it doesn't feel like you're lifting
something. Feel like you're holding a thing.
Yeah.
I see.
Holding your arm down.
I just need to insert weights into my move controller. Just add weights to the inside of the plastic, and then they'll just be fucking 2 pound move controllers.
Right? Absolutely.
Incredible. Yeah. All right. So that is, should we or shouldn't we? We can move on to the show, I believe. Now.
Is it time for some news?
It's time for the news. AJ, what's up on the report?
All right. So we have we're gonna start with news wise. We're gonna start with always. With the PS5, the latest and greatest on that. And we had some really, really interesting and awesome news regarding the DualShock 4, information on the DualShock 4, PSVR, officially licensed peripherals, and more. Isabella Tomatis from the PlayStation blog writes, in our June Future of Gaming digital event, we announced an array of PlayStation 5 peripherals and accessories that will be launching this holiday season. But we know that many of you were also wondering if and how existing PlayStation 4 peripherals are compatible with the next-gen system. Today, we are happy to share a brief fact that will answer some of your questions. So it says, which existing PS4 peripherals accessories will work on the PS5? There's 4 different brackets. We'll break these down one by one, starting with number 1.
Longsword.
Specialty shield.
It's a shield.
Dual wielding.
Before you get into this, I want to say real quick, when you said, I haven't been able to listen to anything else you said after that lady's name, because I'm thinking tomatis. Let's call the whole thing off. I was waiting for a moment. I don't know. Okay, all so right. What are the four different aspects?
So starting with, let's break these down each by piece. So specialty peripherals such as officially licensed racing wheels. It's too far away. Arcade sticks and flight sticks.
Oh yes, the HOTAS. I can get the HOTAS.
Will work with PS5 games and supported PS4 games. So not only will one of these devices, and usually I've got all Thrustmaster here with my racing wheels over there. So PS4 peripherals that are officially licensed will work with both PS4 and PS5 games. Stressing that, and PS5 games.
Right. Yeah, it's really nice, especially for those kind of things. Like they're big, they're bulky, and you know the last thing you want to do is have to hold on to one of those to play your last gen games, and then buy a brand new one for a couple $100 if you like the good ones. So
those racing wheels are highly expensive, so I would hate for people to have to upgrade.
Yeah,
it's just a USB at the end of the day, really. I mean, like.
Right. I was actually holding off on this announcement because I wanted to make sure that I had a nice driving setup for whatever next gen brings us for VR.
Did you do that thing with the sex swing I was talking about, where you get the sex swing set up and you got your racing wheel and you kind of just hang there? Okay, good.
Yes. Now that I'm not having sex, the sex
JD Max told me that's the best way to play it.
Yeah, I'm glad the sex swing is getting some use because it hasn't for quite a while.
Finally,
it's really just tornado swinging back and forth that's all that's been happening. I wake up, it's very disturbing.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Of course, as you know, we don't have any official announcements on certain games, but I am fully anticipating, hopefully, Gran Turismo 7 getting VR support.
Yeah.
And that racing wheel transforms. When I first got PSVR, I was like, man, I love racing games, but I haven't been able to get into them for a while. PSVR is going to be the thing to do it. It actually wasn't at first. I wasn't able to get into it as much with the DualShock 4 at first. But as time went on, I eventually did get the racing wheel, and holy shit, that is absolutely transformative. It is amazing, immersive. I've got the force feedback and stuff in there, and Dirt Rally, Gran Turismo Sport, even touring carts was a lot of fun. I feel like I'm missing one.
Drive Club.
Oh, Brian,
I feel like I'm missing another one.
I think you linked the wrong dreams.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, but it says somebody was saying, "Oh, AJ's only has 3 likes. You guys should go through it and like it." He said that the correct one has 46 likes. That's pretty quick to get 46 likes, man. You just uploaded that like last night or something?
Yeah, like 5 in the morning.
You must be like trending on the page or something. That's cool.
I'm totally trending.
So wait, the one I linked to was played 133 times by 88 Dreamers. Played for a total of 10 hours by the community. And that was the wrong
10
one.
hours of play already.
Sounds like the right one.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
probably five of those hours are probably me, guys.
It was the only one that showed up when I searched for it. So sorry,
Gallic
guys.
Games Cat says he says I love my G29. That will be interesting. That should be that might be forward compatible. I don't know about that one yet. Is that officially licensed? Logitech is the Logitech is the G29. So don't exactly know. All I know is that officially licensed probably means Thrustmaster is a surefire thing.
I think Logitech would be officially licensed too.
Yeah, Logitech makes Logitech's super compatible with like everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
All in it.
Sorry for a quick scare if I gave you a quick scare there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to experience next gen racing games with that because a lot of people have said the racing games were really held back by the processing power of the PS4. So PS5 will benefit that greatly.
Yeah. All right, so what's up next on the news, AJ?
The next one is we've got 3 more to break down. The platinum and gold wireless headsets, as well as third-party headsets that connect via USB port or audio jack will work on PS5. The Headset Companion app is not compatible with PS5. What's the Headset Companion app?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's something on your phone?
It's got to be.
Yeah.
No clue. Never heard of it.
Is that something for like if you want to use Discord while you're using...
You can't use Discord on PS4, but I don't know what that is. Somebody in chat might know.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't do any of that shit, so I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, I've got a pair of those PS Gold headphones or whatever, and I don't know. I was playing Tsushima with them last night. It sounded pretty good. They've got the virtual surround sound and all that, so I'm glad they'll still work. I mean, anything that's just a USB, I don't see why it wouldn't work. It would seem stupid to preclude people from stuff that plugs into the same port, working. But
for sure.
We'll see.
All right.
Okay.
Neil Max says any word on the 3D rudder if the 3D rudder is forward compatible. I don't know, guys. We don't know. We're gonna have to get Nicholas
compatible.
Percet.
Oh, I'm sure he's lurking around here somewhere.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
Yeah. Not Doucette. Oh man.
No, Doucette is the guy.
Astrobot.
No, that's the head of. Actually, he's been promoted to like the
Nicholas Perret or something. I don't know that guy's name. The 3D
but.
rudder.
The DualShock 4 wireless controller. Where's my DualShock?
People in the chat are saying the Headset Companion app is for changing the EQ on your headphones.
Oh, nice.
So that's actually kind of cool.
I didn't know that you could do that. Yeah, you tailor audio setups for specific games. That's interesting. I didn't know that existed.
Thank you, chat.
You guys are so smart.
Hey. Does anybody in the chat want to host this show?
Yeah,
for real.
Right now.
We are apparently not qualified to do this.
Yeah.
But okay, so the DualShock 4 wireless controller and PlayStation officially licensed third-party gamepad controllers will work with supported PS4 games. So we did get some clarification on this as well.
Wait, what are we talking about? I totally missed the beginning of this
DualShock
sentence.
4.
DualShock 4, thank you. And that makes perfect sense. Of course it's going to. DualShock 4 works with DualShock 4 games. I love it.
What officially licensed third-party gamepad controllers? I guess. So stuff you don't buy. Stuff you don't buy from $5 on eBay is basically saying it might not work. But this is interesting though. We did get more information on this. PS5 games will not support the DualShock 4.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and I know people are like up in arms about this, and I'm like, but that's how it's always been, right? You couldn't use a PlayStation 1 controller in your PlayStation 2. I mean maybe you could for PlayStation 1 games. Now I don't remember. But and then you certainly couldn't use PS3 on PlayStation 4. I mean, it's just this is console generations here. Like, we move along and I get they're using like, things like haptic feedback and whatever and adaptive triggers. And these are the things that like are going to make the DualSense special and like make PlayStation 5 games feel like PlayStation 5 games. And so
I hope so, right?
Well, you hope so. You hope so. And it's really just an excuse.
Touchpad didn't make the DualShock 4.
Well, no,
touchpad was stupid.
I think it's going to be much more. It's going to be much more of an improvement than the touchpad. I think.
I hope
also,
so.
like having played, honestly, having played Tsushima, that's a game where the touchpad is useful in various ways, and it's like if it wasn't there, I don't know how I would do this better. Like it's not a bad thing. But the thing about PS5, when you were talking about racing games and how it'll be nice to have the wheel for forward compatibility, what was popping into my head is, well, it'd also be nice to play on the DualSense so you can feel the grit of the road, and like if it's icy, you can feel the slide when you're drifting and stuff like that. You won't get that in your force feedback controller because it's not DualSense optimized or whatever for haptics. So I think in a certain way, racing games might be pretty goddamn fun, even just on the regular DualSense, with that added bit of granularity with the haptic feedback. So
David does clarify that PlayStation 2 could use the PlayStation 1 controller, but that was a weird generational jump because they added the analog sticks.
It was kind of the same controller,
but they added the analog sticks later on, like on PlayStation 1. So
yeah.
And so I'm sure there were a ton of games on PlayStation 2 that required the analog sticks that like you just couldn't use the PlayStation 1 controller for.
Well, even during that gen though, like Ape Escape, you could only play if you had the analog sticks.
That was the first one that required it.
Games, that they in that console gen, they were like, well, you got to buy the new controllers. Sorry, guys.
Oh, Geisen says there was an adapter to use PlayStation 1 controller on the PlayStation 2. So there was an adapter. See, now we're clarifying things. I don't know.
So, we have something to talk about adapters as well. But so the only thing that this leaves a question mark is that, if any DualSense game requires tracking, then we have a big unknown there. For let's say there's a PS5 VR game that can't use the DualShock 4, means that we'll probably see a lot of like maybe PS4 titled games that I don't know. They might just break their own rule and do it anyways.
I'm not following you 100%
I'm lost
here.
as well. What
are you talking about?
Like a PS5 VR game that can't use the DualShock 4's light bar tracking, which the light bar tracking is not that great anyways. But
it still has a light bar on the DualSense, doesn't it? They just moved it, I thought.
It does, but it's not in the same spot. And I don't know if it's going to be like the same tracking wise. Like
it's got to be. I mean, I think it has to be trackable by the camera, especially if they're releasing a new camera to go with the stuff.
I kind of feel like it might actually be better, be better tracked, because that little light bar, the second you turn left or right,
dude,
that thing goes off. If it's on the touchpad and like is emitting from there, from the top of it, you might actually get better tracking that way.
Well, if it's pointed up and down, yeah, that makes sense because it can see the top of your controller probably better. That, by the way, drives me crazy in Dreams. Every time I'm playing Dreams and I like move my controller down for a half a second, it pops up that little thing in my face saying, "I can't see your controller," even though I don't need to track it for any goddamn reason. Like, I wish they would turn that off or let you turn that off.
Yeah,
because that really indicates how often the camera loses tracking of your light bar, which is constantly if you're playing Dreams.
Okay, so finally here, both the PlayStation Move motion controllers and the PlayStation VR aim controller will work with supported PSVR games on PS5.
So what they're basically saying here is that there will be this great seamless crossover to bring your PlayStation 4 VR games over to PlayStation 5. That's essentially what they're saying,
right?
Right?
The aim controller.
Jesus
Christ. That's one. Is this the right one?
This one. It's this one right here, AJ. It's right. You can see it on my screen. I'm squashing it right. I'm squashing your aim controller.
Oh, I got it. This one, right?
One? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
It kind of looks like an aim controller. No, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but it's good. It's good. It's this. What we just need them to say now is that all of these games will be 100% backward compatible, because the last thing they said about backward compatibility was that
an aim controller, guys. I feel like this might be an aim controller. No, No. All right.
What have I done? What have I done? I'm sorry, Brian. You're gonna get through this, Brian. Go ahead.
Is this a name controller?
Totally a name controller.
I gotta put it on and see. I don't know.
I'm sorry, Brian.
No, I mean it's all good. They just need to. I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
I forgot too,
Yeah.
but
oh no, backward compatibility is the last thing. Like, so now they're saying the hardware is backward compatible, basically not for PlayStation 5 things. They're going to draw a line in the sand, and they're going to say, okay, for PlayStation 5 VR games and for PSVR 2 games, these things are not going to be compatible. Like that is basically, without saying it, that's essentially what they're saying. They're like, for your PlayStation 4 VR games, the Move controller is going to work, the aim controller is going to work, DualShock 4 is going to work, but that's it, man. Like I really think that they're drawing a line, and now they need to tell us a couple things, right? First thing they need to tell us is games. The last thing they said was like, oh, the top 100 games are going to be backward compatible, and then that got like all sorts of mixed messaging, right? People are like, oh, only 100 games are going to be backward compatible. That's not what they said, right? They
tested 100 games,
right? They tested the top 100 games, so they need to clarify that statement and make sure that people understand that it's way more than 100 games, and they need to actually say, how many games is it? Is it going to be pretty much the entire library? We need to get that stuff out there. And then they need to say, oh, by the way, here's your new controllers. That's not the DualSense 5. Oh, shit. That's I just added a number to the DualSense. I'm going to call it the DualSense 5.
Yeah.
But you got to assume that they're giving us new Move controllers, right? And so, and then they're going to have to say that these are what you're using moving forward, and then that differentiates everything. That differentiates the PS4 from the PS5. VR line in the sand drawn. There's a lot of shit they need to tell us still, and they better get on that, because it's going to be confusing for a lot of people, I think.
Do you think that there will be the point in time at which there are games that support the moves in their current form and also the improved version of the moves? Like, for instance, a game that is a little better with a thumbstick, but you don't need a thumbstick. You can still use Skyrim style controls if you want to. It's an option. Like, sort of onboarding people that haven't bought all the new hardware so they can still play your software.
See, I think
you don't think that they're going to do that. They're going to mandate that you have to use the new controllers.
I think there's going to be a very hard line drawn in the sand at some point where they say, from this point on, for they're going to say for PlayStation 4 VR games that you can play on PlayStation 5, all this stuff is going to be compatible. But I think the second they start making PlayStation 5 VR games, that's where everything changes, and they say, okay, this is going to be. You have to get new hardware for this stuff. That's my guess. I'd have no idea though.
Well, but the thing is that we've all kind of got to the consensus that they're not going to release new PSVR hardware until like a year into the life cycle.
Right.
So for that first year, are you saying there are no PS5 VR games? I don't think that that's possible.
I've gone back and forth on this so many times.
I have to assume Hitman is going to be available on PS5 in VR as well. Mm-hmm. I don't see why it wouldn't be. So that already is saying that we have some VR content that doesn't require updated controllers that's going to be on PS5.
Well,
that's
we don't know that. We don't know that about the PlayStation 5 version of it. We know that about playing the backward compatible PS4 version.
Yeah. Well, we'll see when we get there, I guess. I mean, if they keep releasing PS4 games on a platform that can handle PS5 games, I mean, honestly, at a certain point too, what is the differentiation? Like, if I'm on a PS5 and I download a game from the PSN, is it going to say it's a PS4 game versus a PS5 game, or just like
I would say
a game like that I can? Okay, that's kind of weird, because on the PSN store for PS3 and PS4, you can see the PS3 games, but you can't buy them and download them on a PS4. So like, I wonder if there's going to be any weirdness like that where it's like separated out. And
right, that's what happens on your PC, right? When you go through and look on the PC store, but that's not what happens when you go on your PlayStation 4 PlayStation store, right?
It doesn't show you PS3 stuff because you can't buy it. Yeah, you're right.
What I'm gathering from this, guys, is that the DualShock 4 will not work with PS5 games. However, the Move controllers and the aim controller can work with PS5 games. I could be wrong.
Oh, that's not what I'm getting from that at all.
That's how I'm choosing to interpret this until proven wrong. From my sources, they said that the controllers have not even been finalized yet. So I expect some games on the PS5 to actually potentially use either the DualSense or Move controllers until we get a PSVR 2. I don't think we're getting a stopgap. We're not getting a stopgap motion controller. From what I know, the headset is further in production than the actual controllers themselves. The headset is more far along than the controllers. So we're not getting some in between unless lots of time goes by and things change. At this very moment, we're not getting a stopgap controller like we would like.
Yeah,
but,
I don't think anyone is saying that would be even on the table. Is anyone saying that? Did I miss? If I missed part of this, I apologize. Because I
was just saying my 2 cents.
I just think they want to keep this as clear and concise as possible. And I think if we start doing these PlayStation 5 games that can be played with Move controllers, that can be played with your current with your current headset, it just gets really fucking garbled. Because at some point they're gonna have to say, no, this is a PSVR 2 game. These are games that only use the new controllers. And then you're like, well, wait a minute, I was just playing a VR game on my PlayStation 5 with these old controllers, and now you're telling me that I can't do that with the new. It's like, right? It's fucking it's ludicrous. And so they've got a lot of messaging to sort out, and right now it could go any way. You could be right, AJ. I have no fucking idea, but they need to clarify that, and they need to kind of do it soon. They need to give people like what to expect for the next year. I don't know. We need to know. I guess the rest of the world doesn't need to know.
We'll keep pushing them. Yeah. Let's get them, Kat. Let's gang up on Sony.
Everybody tweet at them. I'm sure they'll notice.
Yeah. We'll squeeze it out of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so please note, not all PlayStation officially licensed or third-party peripherals accessories may work on PS5. I like how they said, please note, not all officially licensed or third-party will work. We recommend checking with the manufacturers to confirm. Yeah, right, because the manufacturers are going to tell us.
Right.
So the final thing is the PlayStation camera for PS4 will be compatible with the PlayStation 5. It says, yes, PlayStation camera will work with PS5 for playing supported PSVR games. It will require a PlayStation camera adapter that will be provided at no additional cost to PSVR users. More details on how to get the adapter will be announced at a later date. So again,
big question marks,
creating more questions than answers in some ways. This is, I imagine it's going to go something like a lot like how you would get one of those G.I. Joes back in the day. You'd buy like a box of Apple Jacks, and there'd be like this dotted line on the inside that you'd have to cut out, and you'd have to mail that in, and then like 6 weeks later you'd get a G.I. Joe in the mail.
Yeah. Right. We were joking that you might get one as a prize in like a box of
Cracker Jacks.
Like
Sony, it's got to have the Sony label on it.
The thing is that it's so unclear. Is this a thing that comes in the box?
No.
Like, is it a thing that I have to send in a form requesting? Is there going to be a dude at GameStop with a pile of them, and I just say, hey, can I get one of those, dude? Like, what is the system?
Because I think it's going to be in the box. I think it's going to be a multi-facet adapter.
Why wouldn't they say that though? They actually said specifically, we'll explain how to get one later. You say, well,
you got to meet this guy down the street in front of the Burger King.
Hey,
he's going to give you a brown paper bag. Take it across.
Right, it's going to be MDMA and the adapter in the bag.
Nice. Okay, so as a consumer, though, like if I buy a PS5 day one and I can't play my VR games on it because I have to wait 4 to 6 weeks to get a fucking adapter in the mail from Sony,
right?
I will be very annoyed because, like, I want to day one plug in my PSVR headset and see what this shit looks like, what the difference is, and so that would be a huge pain in the ass if it's like one of those you're saying, like mail-in request, like submit a form online.
I mean, I'm totally
that's so antiquated. I really hope that's not the case.
I hope they don't do that, but they are being weird about explaining how you get one.
Right.
So the best thing would be if you just have it in the box for everybody, because the bottom line on this hardware is like that adapter must cost 9 cents for them to produce.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas the stuff in the console is hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of high-tech shit, but an adapter is just like a little piece of plastic with some metal in it. So I assume they could just put one in the box and cover you out of the box, but I hope we'll see. I don't know.
Wargargle says you will be emailed a digital adapter.
Yeah,
that works for me.
Yeah, so again, just another question mark, but it is good to know that the camera will work. At the very least, we know that. So it answers some questions and still gives us another. It kind of swaps out with another question. But that is it in terms of this.
AJ, I wanted to ask.
Article.
Do you know if this controller will work on the PS5? You think this one will work?
Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Is that a Saturn controller? Are you?
No, it's a Dreamcast controller. It's an SNK ASCII FT.
I'm gonna say
controller.
no.
This is the SNK Blue version. They also had a black Capcom version.
I'm going with no.
Yeah. This D-pad is great. It floats.
You want to get into a peripheral measuring contest?
They're called peripherals. God damn it, AJ. They're called peripherals. If you say peripheral again,
I could never say that right.
Jump through the screen and get you.
Are these move controllers supported? Are these move controllers supported?
Is the Hori Fight Commander supported?
We'll let you know at a later date. Okay. We'll let you know right.
Is the Ring Fit Switch controller?
All right. So so that is it for this article. That is all the items that you can use with the PS5.
Okay, what's next on the list?
All right. So State of Play was today.
Oh, really? Oh, I can't believe I fucking missed it.
Yes.
What did I miss, guys?
I know. So we've got two exciting VR announcements to talk about. Dave, I want to hear what you have to say.
Can I read this Hitman business?
Well, first of all, Hitman 3 was announced with VR support, but not only that, they said this comes from Travis Barber, communications manager at IO Interactive, says, we're incredibly excited to share this news. We've been keeping it a secret for a long time now, and it's a great feeling to finally talk about Hitman in VR. From the breathtaking start in Dubai skyscraper to the final campaign mission of Hitman 3 and the dramatic conclusion of the entire trilogy, it can all be enjoyed in first-person VR. Let's go.
Okay, so I also want to read the full statement that they've got on their website. So they say Hitman 3 will support PlayStation VR at launch in January 2021, but it's not only Hitman 3 locations that are supported. Every location from the World of Assassination trilogy can be enjoyed in VR. That's the Hitman 1, 2, 3, this trilogy that they're working
20
on.
plus.
20 plus locations. But this is the thing that's interesting to me. They said, we revealed in the Hitman 3 announcement that it will be possible to import locations that you own from the previous 2 Hitman games into Hitman 3. You'll need to launch locations from Hitman 3 to play them in VR. So what that means to me is that you have to own Hitman and Hitman 2. It says import locations that you own from the previous Hitman games into Hitman 3. So that's sort of like almost sounds like a level select from the previous games where it's like, okay, I want to play this stage from Hitman 2. Let me import that location to Hitman 3, boot it up in Hitman 3, and go from there, which sounds like a weird system, but that's all I can guess from the way they've written it here on the website. And if you guys want to check this out, it's ioi.dk/Hitman VR. It says playing in VR will literally change the way you play with a first-person perspective that lets you immerse yourself into the game world. Stand face-to-face with your targets, yada yada. They're just saying you're in VR. But you can pick up a frying pan, swing the pan in any way you want to knock them out, and then use it to deflect bullets that are fired as you make your escape. That sounds cool. They're showing that, everything is kind of interactable in a new way. And that's pretty much it. It says you can do the whole thing in VR. But like we said, it doesn't sound like buying Hitman 3 will get you Hitman 1 and 2 in VR. It sounds like you need to have those locations already and import them into Hitman 3. So some more details there. But I feel like I'm excited about this one. This looks really cool. Like the trailer, I hope you're playing the trailer right now. It looks really goddamn good.
I played the first Hitman. I swear to God, it had to have been like 20 years ago. How is this only on the third one now? I feel like there should be like 6 or 7 of them.
I feel like there were a lot of Hitman games that didn't have a number after them. It took years for them to get to Sonic the Hedgehog 4. And so I think this is the same way.
Sonic the Hedgehog 4 was bad too. Sonic Mania is the one you want.
Yeah, well.
This is not the Sonic you're looking for.
You guys have, Brian, do you have experience with Hitman?
Yeah, I mean, only the, I guess the first one that came out on PlayStation 4, I guess.
I first played it on PC. I played it on PC like forever ago.
Was there one that was free on PlayStation Plus? Is that a possibility?
Yes, there was one on Plus at one point, yes.
And that's one of the ones that'll be playable in VR, right? Is that
possibly?
I think so.
I don't actually remember.
And that's the only way I played it. And I played the first couple. Actually, I feel like I played maybe like 5 stages in that, 4 stages. I have no idea. Tatsuki says it's because they rebooted it.
Reboot it, yeah.
Right. So, and so I guess I played the first rebooted one. And it's, I mean, some of the environments were really stunning. And I think what made the environment stunning was, again, how popular they were with people. And you're walking through the crowd and you're trying not to make a disturbance. And there just seems, there's like people everywhere. You're just going through these massive parties and stuff. It's just absolutely crazy. And I guess, I don't know, I guess I got into that a little bit before VR, or right around the same time VR launched on PlayStation. Because I did spend some time with it. It was awesome. It was a great reboot.
Yeah,
it was a good game.
Got a couple tips here, both from the same guy, actually. First one comes from Joe Grover, the FM Game Cat. $5, just like Tree Guy likes it. It says, I have some flint, a rock, 2 sticks, and some dry brush. Will that work as a controller? Absolutely, sir. And then another one.
We'll let you know at a later date.
You might be able to make launch fuel in No Man's Sky with that.
And then Joe Grover again with the 5 says, spelled Flint wrong. Larry Flint wouldn't be a good controller. That's right. The Hustler franchise creator. You guys don't know who Larry Flint is.
Thank you so much, Joe Grover. Really appreciate you.
So one thing I do know is that ever since the Persistence, I've realized how fun stealth is. Like, we always say everything is better in VR, right? Like, except horror is one obvious one, except for what?
Cat lateral damage. It's like one of the few exceptions.
Horror was like the first thing that we were like, oh my God, like this just takes all of your senses to the next level with this gameplay and this experience. Stealth, after playing the Persistence, stealth is another one where it's like absolutely just amazing in VR. The way that the 3D audio works, and just the scale of everything, and I just have a really good feeling about this game. This game has already got a great reputation, already is known, has proved to itself. It's from, it's a AAA quality game pretty much. And to have this new stealth game, I think this could end up being like the definitive stealth experience, which I've been wanting. I've been wanting something like, even give me friggin' Siphon Filter if I have to, which wasn't really the most stealth, but I remember this game and Siphon Filter kind of competing back in the day, and this game kind of blew it out of the water.
I don't know. I'm just excited about this one. I'm very, very excited about this.
Wait. What was? I'm sorry. What was competing? Why am I'm so behind today?
He's talking about Siphon Filter. He's talking about Siphon Filter.
No,
again.
you were not talking about Siphon Filter. No,
he was talking about
Metal. I can make Siphon Filter in dreams.
Metal Gear and Splinter Cell were competing. Siphon Filter was never competing with anyone.
Okay, thank you for correcting.
That was terrible.
AJ loves being corrected on this shit. That's his favorite thing. Thank you.
I'm just making sure you guys are got your facts straight today.
This is when I start paying attention, then I start backtracking and going, wait, what did I just miss? What did he just say?
I want to talk to some guy in the chat real quick. I want to talk to this guy in the chat. Baggio10.
I'm so sorry, man.
Yeah, Baggio. It's been around for a while.
Okay. It says, it concerns me that Hitman only says mode included. This could be another Ace Combat situation. Nope. If you look at the press release on their website, they are saying this is the game, everything playable in VR. So it's not a mode, it's not 3 things. And they're specifically saying you can bring in stuff from the first 2 Hitman games in this trilogy and play that shit in VR too in the Hitman 3 engine. Right. So this is way more than a VR mode. This is like, it's one of those things where it's like a full VR game that also lets you import other stuff to expand on the VR game. So it's even more than just a full game. There's a lot to this. That's exciting shit.
Yeah, they do. Sorry, so Sony does need to get that straight. It's like, because it does sound like that. We've seen plenty of trailers that say PlayStation VR mode included, and we're like, that's not the right way to say this. They should say fully PlayStation VR compatible, like to really get the message across. But instead they're like, oh, mode included. It's like that's not what we want to hear.
Yeah, because if I saw VR mode included on Tomb Raider trailer and I bought it expecting something, I'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Because it's not Tomb Raider in VR. It's walking around in a mansion in VR,
right, looking
at Tomb Raider-y stuff. It's like a museum almost. So it's not just mode included for this one. It is mode included to the maximum.
Right.
Expanding mode included to other games that aren't even this game. It's a big deal.
Sorry,
and the rest of State of Play sucked. No, we got a Vader Immortal release date. We got a few other things. We already talked about it forever.
Yeah.
Spelunky
no, I'm really excited for this. I feel like I haven't been into Hitman in, like I said, like 15, 20 years, it feels like. And this is just the perfect thing to like rope me back in and become like a bigger fan than I ever was in my life. This is gonna be awesome, and I really can't wait to floss this guy's mouth. Like, just sneak up behind him and he's like, "Oh my god, an assassin!" I'll be like, "No, you just got something in your teeth."
All right, let's move on. I think it's this is super exciting news. Yeah,
this is huge. This is a huge announcement. This is bigger, in my opinion. This actually should be bigger than like when LA Noire got announced. This is ginormous news,
huge.
And it was so downplayed with such a bad presentation.
Right.
This is huge. This is ginormous.
Right. Just to reiterate, they should have spent 5 minutes talking about this and explaining every detail, saying this is the full game. You can import levels from the other games. Like, I mean, they could have spent a ton of time talking about this, but you know, they're so gun shy about talking about VR for too long these days. It's very strange.
Mark Pringlesleaf with the 5 as Tree Guy requests.
Wow.
Talking Hitman reminds me of when a woman with bad teeth smiled in my local store. The barcode scanner picked it up as a set of saucepans. That's some unpacking to do in that comment. I think it's a joke. It sounds like a joke to me.
All right. So also the other awesome, huge announcement that we predicted. This was the only, for the record, this was the only thing that we said. This is like probably a surefire thing. Is a release date for Vader Immortal, August 25th. Just a few weeks away, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much exactly when we thought it was going to come out. We've been hearing rumors or thinking around the end of August.
Yes.
And August 25th is about exactly what I expected. I was so fingers crossed for, like we were talking, the surprise drop. Like, it's out now. Go download it. You know, because we wouldn't even be here talking. I'd be playing Vader Immortal right now.
Right.
But
Dual blades.
that it's just like a few weeks away. That's cool. And having played it, I mean, I think there's some stuff to look forward to. Don't get your expectations mad high, but it's pretty good. It's fun. And I think if you're a Star Wars fan, the feeling and the sound and just like the design of the way the lightsabers work feels really perfect. It's exactly what you want. It hits that little, Industrial Light and Magic is pretty good at nailing what a Star Wars thing feels like. And it feels like a Star Wars thing. So you'll probably like it if you're into that.
Dave, you said about keeping your expectations in check. How, like, if you're just, I know there's like two kind of separate modes. There's the story and the dojo. Yeah. So like, if you're just talking about the story, like how,
so
don't spoil anything.
There's 3 chapters that are each about 45 minutes ish. So that'll take you, 2 hours.
Each
2 hours
45 minutes.
Yeah, all the chapters together probably be around, a little over 2 hours or something.
That's actually not bad.
And I'm curious to see how they do this, because on Quest, obviously, it was released as 3 separate chapters. And when you start the game up, you open chapter 1 or chapter 2 or they're 3 completely individual, separate files. They don't like merge together into a collection. So I'm very interested in the interface and like how they redo it so it's one package now. When you hop in, like, can you select chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 from the start? Or do you have to play through them all in order to get through? And the dojos in each are very different. There's a lot of new mechanics in certain ones. There's different settings, different enemies and stuff.
I love how that you can get the like iconic hilts. Like,
there's tons of stuff to unlock in lightsaber dojo.
You see like Darth Maul's hilt and like a couple other ones that I see Kylo Ren's in there. I mean, the dual lightsaber, dual wielding, purple lightsaber. Who's got a purple lightsaber? That's an interesting one. I feel like there was
Mace Windu. I think is
was Mace Windu. You're right.
Samuel L. Jackson.
That's gonna be. I can't wait.
I said no spoilers, guys. I mean, I didn't say any spoilers. The chat is shouting at me.
Yeah,
I didn't say any spoilers.
I don't think you said any spoilers.
No. And this was $30 total.
Spoiler: Darth Vader's in it.
And these were $10 each, right? When they first came out,
they were $10 each.
So anyone who's concerned about the price,
probably going to be $30.
Yeah,
I was $30.
$30, and so if you are in Canada, probably be $40.
$300.
Keep that.
That's actually a great price for a shorter experience that's of high quality, and with the dojos having some replay value and stuff, and it's a Star Wars IP. I am okay with the $30 price tag if that's what it ends up being.
You're not going to get a $20 Star Wars game. Like, it makes sense. Less than 30 would be surprising to me. So this makes 30 is great. They could have probably charged 40, but they're not. So,
well, we haven't gotten an official price yet, so we don't know.
I assume they won't.
But yeah, I am super excited about this, and of course, Star Wars Squadrons. They're double dipping with the Star Wars here. I'm so happy to see. I think Star Wars is just a great IP to have to get more people interested in PSVR, and VR in general. It has proven over and over again that something popular like this has been really successful. So I think they're going to absolutely crush it. I know a lot of my friends that even maybe don't play as much VR nowadays as they used to when they first got it. They will be jumping back in for this.
Right.
Absolutely. I'm excited about the story. The story seems really good from what I've seen so far.
So real quick, Mark Pringlesleaf says, is Vader Immortal a wave shooter, or do you move around an area? It's a little bit of both. There are scenes in which, during the campaign, the story, where you walk freely, free locomotion, and you'll walk up to a certain control panel, and you have to interact with it and twist some knobs and move this thing here, pull a lever, that kind of stuff. And there's also climbing mechanics, which are pretty good. But then when you get into a battle, you're locked in place. So there's enemies around you that come from, on the quest, they come from every direction. I have to assume in this one it'll just be 180 in front of you, because if they're behind you, unless you've got a good flip around button or something, maybe that would be tough with the tracking. But when you're in a combat scene or you're in the lightsaber dojo, it is kind of like a wave-based thing, because you stand in one spot, you're planted to the ground. But when the scene's over, you walk freely and go through the world. It is super linear. I mean, there's no real exploration. It's like, this is the path, go down the path. Yeah. But there's a lot of cool story scenes. Like, if you like Star Wars, you'll be face to face with Darth Vader, and he looks and sounds very imposing. He's right in front of your face. And, I won't say too much, but sometimes he likes you, sometimes he doesn't like you so much, and he can be pretty intimidating. So yeah, I think people will like it just for that kind of Star Wars experience, and it's not just a wave shooter. But the dojo is all planted in one spot. You don't move around in the dojo. You stand and fight.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, the replayability of the dojo makes it, that $30 sound even more appealing than it was before. Yeah, man, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, and we're already in August. It's like only a couple weeks away.
Can I ask you guys real quick? People keep bugging us about the pistol whip giveaway. Are we doing that in the show today? Pistol whip giveaway?
Yeah, we started the show with that. So if you need to go,
I missed it too. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so if you think you might have won, you didn't. Go to start the show over and go to about 25 minutes in, because we did about 5 minutes before we did before State of Play started.
That's like right before I got here, pretty much.
Yeah, or I could just tell you who won. I guess. Hold on a second.
Yeah, let's repeat who won real quick.
Brian Piccolo, aka Faux a Minute on PSN. That was the first winner, and the second winner was sorry, I didn't realize I had this handy, so I should have just said this. The second winner was Ruben Medina. His PSN is Goose8809. So congratulations again to those two winners. I'll be sending you guys PlayStation Network messages after the show, so you can get your pistol whip keys. Congratulations. All right.
So yeah, these, like I said, we weren't happy with the presentation itself, but these were awesome announcements. Very exciting stuff for us, and happy with these two announcements for sure. All right. So what do we got here? For some reason, I wrote down the PS1 or PS quarter one results. I guess there were some Benji sales that posted some Q1 results. I don't know why I wrote this down. I thought maybe there was going to be PSVR stuff in here, but there is not.
Okay. Next item.
Moving on. Alvo has they actually announced this during our live stream last week, but just want to reiterate, Alvo has recently passed consult. Congratulations to you guys. We are very, very excited to get our hands on that game. But yeah, I don't know when we could expect to see it. I know they want to get it to us as soon as possible. But yeah, so we can be expecting Alvo within the next probably few months, I would say. I'm thinking maybe October. I feel
AJ,
Crystal Ball says October.
I got a question real quick. Did you not send a run a show? Do I not have the news items here? I feel like it's a surprise every time you talk. I don't know. I don't have a list.
Well, maybe I just wanted to surprise you today.
Surprise! Well, I'm going to put one in. I'm going to put one of my own in. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, it's not on your list, so I'm going to insert this quickly. On Twitter, I mentioned this earlier in the show, but there's a group called Meta5 in Japan that posted a music video that's made entirely in Humanity. which is a game from Mizuguchi's company who made Tetris Effect and Res Infinite, all these cool games. And we still don't really know much about what Humanity is, but this is a long snippet of footage, about 2 minutes long, of stuff that's in the game engine. So it can kind of give us an idea of what might be happening, what the characters look like, what the stages look like, that sort of stuff. So it's Meta5 on Twitter if you guys want to look that up. It's kind of a cool song, too. It's like this Japanese J-pop supergroup with a bunch of really famous people in it. And they haven't released a single in 4 years, but they did their new single In Dreams Humanity, as a video. So that's really cool. I think that's something to look at.
I'm going to look it up, actually.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to find it. It would be nice to have it.
I don't know if you can get a video from Twitter, like download it.
Did you retweet it?
Maybe you can. I didn't retweet it. But if you
retweet it, Dave. What the hell's that? What's the point of having a Twitter?
On Twitter.
There, I've got it retweeted. Follow me on Twitter, not Dave.
Yeah, AJ's got everything on Twitter. He's the main man. Big old Twitter daddy.
I'm just kidding. Follow Dave too. All right, so no, that's really cool. That was one thing we were hoping to see today is more Humanity. Okay, that's another game that kind of just disappeared. So it is nice to see something pop up for it. And hopefully,
when they posted that the other day, that meant there was going to be more footage coming in the state of play, because they made that like the starting game of one of their presentations. Mm-hmm. They led with Humanity, and we haven't heard anything since then. So I thought for sure they'd show us something, but apparently not.
I'm definitely excited about this one, even though I barely know anything about it. Just the fact that it's attached to Enhanced Games has me very excited.
Absolutely.
I'm going to have that Meta5 footage up in just a second, but I do want to say before we move on from Alvo, like there are some decent looking sections in this game, like of the footage that we've seen from the last build of it. Some of it, gets a little excessive.
Alvo?
Alvo. Yeah, Alvo.
Yeah.
Some of it gets a little excessive with like repeated textures, but like other areas look so good. You can tell they spent like a lot of time on it. This game is actually starting to look like the trailer that they've released in 2017 for the game that was supposed to come out in 2018.
Well, it's looking a lot more like Counter-Strike in some ways, or just like that classic PC. What's the player count? Is it 5v5?
5v5 for Albo, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's gonna be pretty fun having a modern shooter 5v5. And yeah, I mean, everyone that doesn't know, I'm a huge Counter-Strike fan, and this has got me very excited for that. Of course, it does support the aim controller as well, which is like the best attachment accessory for PlayStation 4. How do you say it again, Dave?
Can we just make him say peripheral over and over?
Peripheral.
It's got the R in there. Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, Jeremy can't say it either. So
peripheral.
Yeah.
Peripheral.
Yeah.
Okay. It is the best peripheral for PlayStation VR. I don't know why I kept saying it the other way, but anyways, it's one of those linear things. Linear. We've got Lake Lanier. There is no Lake Peripheral though. But yeah,
here, guys. If you just tuned in for the first time, you have no clue what we're talking
we
about.
Had a lot of. We had a.
I feel like I just tuned in for the first time.
We had a lot of cats, help play test this. They said a lot of really good things about it, and even something like Warzone VR, which I'm going to say very quietly because I don't want to upset anybody. Warzone VR was really fun in terms of like just holding the gun. Like you could see the potential.
Here,
yeah, it was not really fun at all. It was really bad, in fact. But just aim controller, firewall, 0 hour, farpoint, stuff like that. This is a good recipe for success. I have a good feeling about this game. If they don't overcharge for it, which I don't think they probably will, this I think game is going to be a nice hit for us. Introducing some team deathmatch, some new different modes that we really want. So.
Yeah. I'm watching this Meta5 video, and
I'm seeing that too.
I was expecting it to be Humanity like. I didn't expect it to be just like some really close up footage of Humanity gameplay.
It's in the I don't know if it's gameplay or if just in engine, because it doesn't look like gameplay exactly to me. It looks like elements of gameplay structured around a music video with certain sort of progression. Because it starts out a certain way, and then towards the end you see that sort of flow of people that you saw in the trailer. Yeah. But it starts out with one guy kind of walking by himself.
I like the one dude.
It introduces more questions than it answers, which is great. honestly, because Mizuguchi's wild, and I just want to see what it is when he.
The only thing I'm worried about is like these are so tiny. Like, how's the resolution going to be able to handle this? I'm wondering. Like, I hope they can at least get the resolution right, because Tetris Effect doesn't have the best resolution.
Yeah, but there's a ton of particle effects and stuff going on. This doesn't seem like it has all those particle effects, and the pictures are pretty low poly. I feel like they would pop pretty easily in the headset.
Depends on how tiny they are, though.
Yeah, I guess we'll see when they give us some actual information about the game.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is there anything else? Let me check real quick. One more thing about this game. I think I had an article on this one.
What are we talking about?
Still humanity.
Okay.
Yeah. We kind of bounced between humanity and
Alvo. Yeah.
And Alvo there. That was kind of weird, but
I didn't know we were done, or I thought we were done talking about Alvo. Sorry.
Still says coming in 2020 via PSVR optional. Humanity's simple, iconic look belies a deep and unique game exploring the very nature of humankind. So yeah, this one will be interesting to keep an eye on.
If we're still bouncing back and forth between this and Alvo, then I should probably note that Alvo just tweeted about half an hour ago. They said brand new trailer in the works and other exciting news coming soon. So keep an eye on the channel, because I don't know, I'll probably keep you informed about whatever the hell's going on over there. Probably.
So we got two more games we're gonna bounce between.
Oh, good.
At least they're the same developer. At least, first of all, Stride, which is a Mirror's Edge like game that has been said that they have future plans for PSVR. Looks awesome. They just entered early access.
Oh, I'm gonna play this game on Steam now.
Let me actually. That's a good question.
Let me go to it. It's not in early access yet,
but it should be soon.
August 2020.
Okay.
They have a post today about it. It says just sometime in August.
Okay. But yeah, as we know, once games leave early access is usually once they come out on PSVR. So keep an eye.
Not entirely true, because Beat Saber was still in early access when it got released on PSVR, which is a huge exception to the rule.
Are you sure? I thought
Beat Saber was still in early access when it came out on PSVR. I guarantee you, 100%.
How much longer was it still?
It was a few months, like 1 or 2 months, I think. But
interesting.
Yeah, it was out on PSVR, and that's not the first time that's happened. It's not as rare as you think.
And things stay in early access anywhere from 3 months to 17 years. So that doesn't really help us knowing when Stride will get here. There's still some huge games that are in early access.
I'm not saying that it's going to come soon, but just at least it's can sometimes.
Here's my bet. Stride has not yet begun development on PlayStation VR. That is my bet.
No, probably not yet. If they're not even in early access yet, I doubt it. Yeah.
No, but the reason I was mentioning it was, Brian, there was some other game you were telling me about called Time Something.
Time Something, for sure. It's definitely called Time Something. But I gotta look it up because I have no idea.
You know the name? What's the name?
Oh, God.
And you were telling me something about PSVR support related to
Time
it.
Hacker.
This is
Time
weird. Hacker.
Yeah.
Hold on, before we move on from Stride, real quick. Although we could bounce back and forth if we want to.
Okay,
but it says the first phase of Stride will be the early access called Stride Arcade, which has none of the story mode, and it's just endless mode, arena mode, and time trial mode. So whatever is going to come out right now is going to be like the side missions of the game,
like basic.
And then the actual
stuff.
The second phase of the release will be the complete story of the game. So I think the early access is just going to be this is kind of what the engine's like. This is what playing around in it feels like, but there's no story at all. So still could be interesting to check out, but I guess we won't know much until we see that second phase.
I wonder what the price discrepancy will be. Asking. I know that's the great thing about early access is that they'll charge $20 for a $40 game to get in early. But this is some really, it sounds really minimal as far as content's concerned. But hey, that's the beauty of early access. I would love one of those programs on PlayStation 5. I love it.
Yeah.
Did you want
the other thing is, real quick, it says one of the arcade modes will be available in August 2020. Other modes will be released as a free update. So actually, of those 3 arcade modes, it sounds like early access starts with just one of those 3 in August. So still a long way to go. I guarantee you they're not on PSVR development yet. You're right.
Yeah. It feels like they're making Time Hacker to supplement their income. They're we can make this game Time Hacker way faster than we can make Stride. That's what it feels like to me. Because Time Hacker kind of came out of nowhere, and I think it's just like an easier game for them to make. And so,
Oh, I don't know about Time Hacker.
Here, I'll bring up. Oops, I'm playing the trailer for myself instead of you guys. So let me bring up that here.
Joyway is the company. Yeah, what's the relation? Like, was there something that you heard? I feel like I had this written down for a reason, and I have no idea why. Was there something about it coming to PSVR or possibility or something?
They are saying it's coming to PlayStation VR. That's
Wow.
But the extent
this was originally called Change Ranger, but they renamed it to Time Hacker, which I think is an incredible choice because Change Ranger is not a game that I could recommend.
But
Change Ranger.
But Time Hacker, like how much
Time
more generic
Hacker
can you
is
possibly get?
Time Hacker's way better. Time Hacker's like a million times better.
Yeah, but
the
like
Change Ranger,
even more
Change
generic
Ranger.
though.
I don't
just
care.
saying.
I'll take good generic over awful creative.
Okay.
It looks like the
Change
engines in this game
Ranger.
are all like silvery and weird looking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do look weird.
Yeah, they're all versions.
Looks like a
of the
pretty
T1000.
simple game. So I'm guessing, yeah, you said it's like it does look kind of like super hot.
Yeah, it's supposed to be super hotty, like where you pause time and like you set it, but it's more like while
Super hotty.
time's frozen, you set up all these different like conditions, like so that
Okay,
when time unfreezes, everything happens at once.
I see this. Yeah, the trailer shows it off pretty well.
Good.
Graphically, it
I
looks
don't-
impressive.
I don't love the
Like the
art style.
reflections.
Don't
of
like
the
the art
enemies.
style at all.
The enemies, those silvery, weird muscle dudes. I don't know.
I kind of like it. I don't know.
Well, they are metal.
It looks they're pretty metal.
There you go.
Nailed it.
I do like all things metal.
All right, so that's Time Hacker and Stride. Both sort of interesting looking. I guess we'll see Time Hacker first. It sounds like.
So
And then
some
Stride later on.
exciting news for especially Brian and I. Brian, I mean Dave, I need to see if I don't know how much you played this game. I need to figure this out. I want
You can
this
ask me
question
once you tell me what the game is.
answered. Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion HD
yes.
renovation has gotten. They announced yesterday that they will have DLC. Was it October 1st?
I believe so. Yes.
October 1st.
Just
Spooky's
in
Jump
time for Halloween.
Yeah, man. Already building the Halloween hype. I cannot wait. It's almost October.
Start
Just hang in there,
celebrating.
guys.
Only 2
Hang in
months
there.
away.
We're almost there. Yeah, always an amazing time in this community. It's always amazing in this community, but October in this community with this community, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, October 1st, Spooky Jump Scare Mansion
What's it called?
DLC.
The
What was it
Dollhouse?
called?
Dollhouse,
I think it was called the Dollhouse, something like that. I am very excited. I talked to Sheena Perez, who works over there at Albino Moose, and I've been asking them like, when is this game coming to Europe and Australia? And they said that they have plans for this year. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get this launch of this DLC at the same time, launch with the EU and AU as well.
Yeah. Are they saying if it's free DLC? I totally forgot. I saw this news yesterday and I just forgot completely.
Let me look it up real quick. I don't care. I'll buy it if it's paid. I don't,
Absolutely. This
I
is a $10 game that I've gotten so many hours out of. This is one of the most underappreciated gems on PlayStation VR. And if you watch it, it looks super silly until you play it, and then you're suddenly getting scared by cardboard cutouts that are popping out in front of you, like ice
But
cream
it's not
cones
just
that are being like,
cardboard
boo.
cutouts. There's some real terrifying shit in that game. It gets you on the. It gets you in the door thinking, oh, it's just going to be a cute pumpkin on a piece of cardboard. Oh, it's a little ghost on a piece of cardboard. I'm so scared. And then it gets creepy. It gets really creepy.
The Dollhouse, October 1st.
Like that caterpillar guy that's coming after you. Not big spoilers, but it's sort of like this is if you've seen AJ play Dreadhalls, this is like Dreadhalls, but with a whole different kind of style to it, and there's more to it. There's different modes. Like there's one already they had that was in the hospital that was separate from the original Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. And this I assume will be another one of those kind of isolated self modes, like it's over here, main game is here, hospital's here.
I love this game. Excellent $10 game. And I'm still mad because I was making fun of it at first by how silly it looked and how not scary it looked, and then I got jump scared by like a piece of toast or a piece of ice cream, and I still am kicking myself to this day because of it. I can't let it go. that I jumped from like an ice cream cone.
Right.
Let it be said here, we all hold this belief in perpetuity. This is official canon for Without Parole. Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion is better than Five Nights at Freddy's. I said it. I speak for us all. Let's move on.
No.
Yeah, it is.
not
It is.
speak for
It's
us
way
all.
better.
I
It's way
love
better.
I love Spookies, and dude, you mentioned
I like
Karamari
both.
Hospital. Karamari Hospital was great DLC. Like it was kind of like the Silent Hill adventure, and so it will be interesting to see if the Dollhouse is more of that same kind of idea. Curious to see like what these guys are capable of, because Karamari was cool, but it was cool, I think, because it was a nice break from the normal mode and the endless mode. And so
It was
now,
cool for me because it was much scarier. It was way more Silent Hill. Like it was way more Silent Hill to me.
It's foggier.
It's definitely foggier.
It's foggier.
So I'm just curious to see, because they've sort of done, the endless mode, they've done the normal mode, they've done their sort of adventure, and so I'm just kind of, now that they've had some time to reflect on all the stuff that they've done, it's like what is next? Like what is the Dollhouse going to be like? So I'm excited, man. And honestly, to kick off October with new Spookies DLC is amazing, because that's. I'm really, really hoping. Last year we got really disappointed because we got Spookies last year and it was amazing, but then we also got No Way Out, and I think other than No Way Out, which was, oh my god, it's like a $4 game that we paid $20 for. Other than that, like October was kind of a bust, and so I'm really hoping that they're setting this up now. Maybe we get Folia, maybe we get some other scary games. We'll see what happens, but I can't let another October go by, another Halloween go by with minimal scary games. So at least we're starting off well. Dollhouse looks good.
All right, what do we got next? AJ, Mr. News Guy.
So just throwing this out there, we didn't get. I was a little disappointed. We didn't get a lot of time to talk about Pistol Whip last week, but I did get an interesting tidbit of news where I actually posted on Twitter, and I was just asking them, just kind of, not like in a formal way, but I asked them, told them that I had this light gun attachment.
Is it nearby? Can you show us? Because I know you've got every other light gun attachment within your
give me
reach.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's
right under my butt. It's right here. He's become like Carrot Top. He's just got like shit everywhere. He just pulls it out. But I guess this is going to take a minute.
Did he actually have to go somewhere to get it?
Have it right here. Yeah, he's got to go around to the living room or something.
Yeah.
Anyways,
he's going to get the PlayStation 3 gun attachment for the move.
Yeah,
that's all he's getting.
I think to preface this, he's ready. He's back.
There it is.
What does he got?
So Pistol Whip uses the moves, but I have this attachment. Now, I've had this thing for probably 10 years. I've had this for a very, very long time. I bought it for like Umbrella Chronicles HD and stuff.
Ooh, nice.
So I asked him when there isn't an option to change like the pitch of the move controller, but it doesn't go like this, like when it doesn't line up straight with this. So I actually asked him, and I was like, is there any chance you could add just another 20 degrees to this option so that I can actually use this gun correctly? You can use it right now, but it's like you have to aim up a little bit to aim straight. And so if they adjust it, then I can actually aim it straight. And honestly, it's still, even though it's like not completely right now, it's still pretty fun. Well, Joel, one of the developers, Joel, replied to me and said, yes, absolutely. We will add that to the notes for one of the next updates. So just a cool update.
Yeah, really awesome.
That is really awesome of them to do that. And I'm really excited to use that because I still haven't gotten enough time with Pistol Whip yet because I've been so consumed by Dreams and just a bunch of other stuff. So that's a game that I like really want to dive deep into, and just having one more fun way to experience it is pretty cool. So Pistol Whip is pretty awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people actually, that whatever attachment you've got, or if similar ones work, I would not be surprised if a bunch of people start buying those up to play with Pistol Whip, because it's a cool idea to have your controller feel like the pistol that you're holding in the game. And I don't know if you guys see Adam Savage's thing where he does like one-day builds, where he makes stuff in his workshop, and he does attachments for VR controllers sometimes. He made a lightsaber handle for Beat Saber, and then for Pistol Whip, he built an actual like pistol grip to put around the Oculus controllers. And so, like, the fact that he went to all that trouble just to make this controller that feels like a real gun was really cool to see, and it worked very well. It looked awesome. So I would buy one of these things once they add that patch, because I want to try it with that. It looks pretty cool. Anything to up the immersion, obviously, is always good. And imagine dual pistol mode with that. That'd be pretty fun too if you get two of them.
Claire Blackshaw says, "You guys know the move tracker has better tracking when vertical, right?" That's interesting. I haven't heard that before, actually. But I've used this with the one thing I've always liked about the Move controllers versus the Wiimotes was that the moves were always 1-to-1 tracking for me. That's why I loved it with PlayStation 3. I've had these since PlayStation 3. It's all my old PS3 stuff, and that's where I originally had these attachments. And it was I want to say it was 1-to-1. I mean, I can't remember, but it was always 1-to-1 to me. But in VR, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
the aim controller too. But the aim controller does. It's kind of I think it's how it's programmed. To be honest with you, I feel like some games it works, some games it doesn't.
Have we had this conversation before? The Move controller attachment that you're talking about, right, for the PS3. Are there actual electronics in there, or is it literally just you're pulling a button that's pulling the trigger?
It's like a Wii Zapper.
All
it's
mechanical.
like exactly like a Wii Zapper.
Yeah, I hate that.
It's just a button.
I hate
But
that.
Why do you hate?
Because having my finger on the trigger is way better than pulling something that's pulling the trigger. I've never liked the feeling of those attachments ever.
Well, the Wii Zapper is incredible. It feels great. I don't know. This one looks like the action's
The only
pretty
problem
good.
I ever had with this, is that it makes this noise.
Oh yeah.
That's the only annoying
Your
part about
Pistol Whip streams are going to sound ridiculous now. It's just going to sound like you're
so many
sitting in a squeaky chair.
a lot of
rocking
aim
it.
controls. Everybody that plays a bunch of Firewall and Farpoint and stuff, yeah, all their aim controllers triggers are screwed.
Evasion. If you ever played Evasion before they
Oh my
patched it,
God.
My finger still hurts.
Yeah, dude, my permanent finger damage from that game. They did patch it though, so in their favor, I will say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an exciting thing, and I'm glad they responded, because really that is such an easy thing to add a couple more angles of pitch. And I think they probably hadn't considered that people would want to use stuff like this. But if I was on the dev team for Pistol Whip and I saw your tweet, I'd be like, dude, that's a good idea, man. We want to try this. Like, yeah, let's do it.
Well, they're so close. You know, that's the thing. If it wasn't like an option at all, I probably wouldn't have said anything. But because it was able to adjust the pitch and get so close, I mean, like I said, it was playable even without them fixing it. It was so close, and it was already pretty fun. So because of that, I was like, is why I asked. I usually probably wouldn't ask just randomly, but it was so close already.
To go even one step further, what might be cool is if you've got that in the game already, you could put a little checkbox next to it where you don't actually have to adjust the pitch. It just says like option for those attachments, because every attachment like that points the gun straight forward in the exact same way. Every pistol attachment has it just straight at the camera or whatever. So they could just have a thing you click that turns it into, hey, this works with that gun. I don't even have to fuck with it, like an option. And then people would see it and be like, oh, maybe I'll buy one of those things. I don't know. Could be cool. Good tornado cam, by the way.
Yeah.
How's it going? Tornado, Sebastian, Atreyu, Paul.
It's funny. You can see her ear at the very bottom of the screen, but that's literally all you can see. And but she's been sitting right down here for a minute or two.
Great.
She's doing great, by the way. Dude, so, but if we can talk about Pistol Whip for a second, I've certainly got updated impressions since last week. I was a little negative. I was saying definitely positive things about it last week, saying, it's a good game, and it's fun, and it does this or whatever. And I was telling AJ, I was like, I gotta play this game until it clicks. And the second I went back in after Gamescast, it clicked, and I was like, okay, I hate doing that. I hate having not having my final thoughts for a Gamescast where we're like sitting here, we're talking to everybody, we're interacting with the chat, and me being like, well, this is just how I feel right now, But there's something about rhythm action games that just doesn't click for me right away. And
Brian, we are well aware by this point that it takes about 2 weeks for you to
like
to
any
get
rhythm
into
game.
to get into rhythm games.
Yeah, I mean, Audica took me like a few extra days. This took me a few extra days. I love Beat Saber from the get go, but I didn't love Beat Saber for like a year and a half, right?
The weird thing to me is that like I'll get into these games off the bat. I'm like, this is fun. I like this. I give it like a strong 7.5, 8, whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
I think you start out not liking them that much at all, and then end up in the 9 territory where you're like, oh wait, I actually love this game.
Right.
Because with Pistol Whip and Audica, you had a big turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, it's not doing anything for me. No
I
big
like
deal,
Audica,
whatever.
but
then it
Pistol Whip
clicks,
is,
and you're just like, this is incredible. Let me tell everyone.
Pistol Whip
So,
is so much better than Audica,
weird.
and I like Audica a lot.
It's
I
more
think
immediately satisfying for sure, but the music
theme of
variety
it is
in
cool.
Audica, the music variety in Audica is much, much better, and there's a lot more songs. They span different genres. There's stuff you know off the radio on there and stuff too, and you can buy DLC of actual songs. That Beat Saber should be kind of hitting this model, but it's harmonics, so you can't fuck with harmonics when it comes to licensing songs DLC. But yeah, now Pistol Whip is more immediately tactile and more satisfying. Like you get into it and it's got like a chunk to it, like, oh yeah, I got that guy. Oh, I got that guy. Audica, it's sort of like missing that reaction when you shoot a thing.
like
It doesn't
shooting clay
feel
pigeons.
like- yeah, exactly. It's like shooting clay pigeons. Essentially, that is what Audica is. Whereas this is, it feels like John Wicky.
Just more stylized.
Yeah. Well, and there's also like a weight to the mechanic of shooting the gun, I think. That isn't there in Audica. You get to see a guy explode in front of you who's like trying to shoot you, and you're like, gotcha. I don't know.
I mean, more fun than shooting targets, right? And that's because
Right.
Audica did. At first, I was like, "This is target practice in VR." I mean, and again, that was my first impression, being like, "Okay, this is what it is. It's fun. It's not crazy, awesome." But man, it's just once you get these things down, and once you feel like, I feel like once you don't have to think about what you're doing, and once you start feeling like a badass because you're doing all of these things in tandem. What it was with Audica was not only there's a few different things that they have you doing, like holding the triggers down and pulling the controllers down to do the things, and then they have the whatever the hell those disco balls things are that you actually like boom, like you're actually knocking out of the way.
That you're pistol whipping.
That you're pistol whipping, exactly. And so when you get the rhythm down in Pistol Whip, where it's like, okay, I'm shooting this guy, shooting that guy, hitting this guy, dodging this bullet, and when you actually start doing all those things in succession, because I was doing all those things before the show last week, but I wasn't doing them all very well, and I certainly wasn't, feeling like I was just doing it instinctually. And then I think once you start doing it instinctually, is when you're just like, oh, this just feels good, instead of just like, oh, this is a good game. Oh no! Now this good game feels good as well, and so that's why you never trust my opinion on. That's the long way of saying never trust my opinion on rhythm action games until like a week after it's out.
Yeah, the one thing I'm so glad you mentioned. I was waiting for you. I was like, say dodge, say dodge, say dodge, because Pistol Whip fires back at you, unlike Audica, which doesn't shoot anything back.
Right.
There's no dodging, anything like that. There's no health. So that is like one of the more, and plus it's got this whole action movie theme going on. So, that just helps with the fun.
And the other thing that we should say here is that it's unlike Audica, it is a workout. It is definitely if you play it on hard, your legs, you will be doing squats like crazy.
Every day
you'll be
like
doing
day.
Matrix Neo moves all day. You bend in your back and all kinds of strange contortions. It will leave you sweating after just a few songs, and if you keep going, you will definitely feel it the next day. Which is good. I mean, this is leg day. Beat Saber on Expert is arm day. Yeah, and then I don't know what core day is, but maybe Fit VR or something. Oh, we got to talk about Fit XR coming up.
In a second.
That's actually the next story.
Go right into that.
Well, right before we get into that, sorry to ruin your segue. The Sacred Grove says, by having VR for just 6 months, I think it's easier to wow me than you guys. Almost everything is great to me. Dude, we all remember being you. Like,
I want to go back. I wish I could go back.
Yeah, 3.5 years ago, everything was amazing. Like, we're just like, even if it was a crappy game, we're like, this is cool. It's in VR and it feels great. And so we were you. Trust me, we were all there at one point. And it was awesome. Yeah, enjoy it. Who said? Drew B says, enjoy it while it lasts. Absolutely. I 100% agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On the flip side, I'm glad we're here with our, kind of being a little jaded, because it's easier for us to help you guys in the chat, like figure out what's actually top of the heap, what's really worth buying. Because, we're a little past that stage of awe. So when something does wow us, it's a big deal. Like this game did something new that we haven't seen in 4 years. So yeah.
What got me, I was still in that state of awe, like several years later. What stopped when it stopped was probably last year when I started reviewing like every single game. Like when I had to play Space Ribbon or I had to play Vigilante Ranger. That really sours me, like having to play games like that.
You don't have to play them, AJ. That's what I do. You just don't have to play them.
I stopped playing them. Now my excitement and love for it stays fresh. It stays fresh.
That is $10 from BitJelloBoy30, that jiggly gamer cat.
Jiggly
We all
gamer.
think I'll get a jiggle, or he gets a jiggle every time. Jiggly Jello Boy. He says, I love Pistol Whip. However, I feel as though there should be separate scenes/difficulties for dual wield. I find myself avoiding it because of lowering my score. Regardless, great game. How did you guys feel about dual pistol mode before we move on? I didn't use it very much. I feel like I liked the single pistol, and even though you have more ammo to play around with in two-hand mode, I feel like it split my brain in a certain way, where I was like, oh, I can shoot this guy over here and this guy at the same time, and then I'm trying to multitask when I could just be bump, and move on. But I saw your footage, Brian. You used a lot of dual pistol mode in the stuff that you showed. Is that like your preferred way to play?
I was trying to mix it up because I really enjoyed both.
Okay.
I kind of felt like dual pistol should be the default at one point, and then I went back to single wielding, if that's a term, and I was like, oh wait, but this is actually really good too. And there was a certain enjoyment of like, when I had to hit the floor to dodge a bullet to actually like grab the floor with my non-gun hand. So there was a combination. So I appreciate both modes. But I do agree with BitJelloBoy30, that jiggly game cat. Yeah. It seems like there should be stages that are designed specifically for it. Also,
well, what I'm thinking is something along the lines of single saber mode in Beat Saber. It has a different map entirely than the two saber mode. So if they had the same stage, the same level layout, the same song, whatever, but just had a different progression of enemies coming out based on the fact that you got two guns now instead of one, that would be really cool. And they could still do that as an update.
So there's no difference?
No, I think the enemies come out the same exact way regardless of which modifiers you put
there's
on.
no difference, and it just reduces your score to use two, but not that by much though. Was it like 10% or 20%? It doesn't reduce your score by half. It's just like,
it's like 10 or 20%.
Right, so it's actually fairly decent.
It is fun using the dual wield though.
The score chasing is interesting here too, because like I hear a lot of people saying, how do I get an S? It's so hard to get an S. But if you look at the top 10 lists, at least for now on PSVR, there's people with A's on the top 10 in the world. So like S is pretty difficult to get for now. And I think maybe as people learn how the scoring works and all this stuff, like I still don't know, do I get extra points for a pistol whip as compared to shooting a guy? Is there something for like a combo? Is there modifiers or anything? Like I don't know how I get to my score.
Score multiplier, yes.
Right.
So to answer your question, no.
It doesn't really break this stuff down for you when you start playing. It doesn't say this is what gets you points. It just says shoot it on the beat, and you get a higher number.
I skipped the training, so I don't like.
It's super short. It's like you can only max out at 8x combo.
You're right.
So that's
I've
your
seen
multiplier.
that in the corner before. Yeah.
That's as far as you go with that. As far as I know, the pistol whipping, you can only get 200 max on any specific target, and you get 200 for a pistol whip, but it also gives you a bar of health back, and so that's the benefit of doing that. But as far as I know, that's the extent of it.
Okay. I have 13 minutes left before I got to drop, guys. Okay. So still got my heart.
That's perfect because the final story of the day is Fit XR is getting a major overhaul. Apparently, they struck some deal. Please go ahead.
We say Box VR is getting a makeover to become Fit, whatever it is.
Almost there.
Yeah. And if you own Box VR, I think it's a free update, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so then that's out of the way. AJ, what is in this update?
Do you want to talk about it?
I don't know. I thought you knew. You put it on the news thing.
I don't actually know.
Okay. So there's like new modes.
All I know is that every aspect of the game is designed to help you focus completely and perform at your best. Whatever your fitness level, you can put on a VR headset and immerse yourself in Box VR's high-intensity routines choreographed by professional instructors. This is the same stuff that we knew before.
But now it's changing names.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fit XR is our new virtual fitness studio. I don't know why I accidentally scrolled down.
I found an article if you missed anything.
Fit XR is our new virtual fitness studio that brings the energy of group fitness classes to your home. Even if you love to train, it can feel boring and unrewarding. FitXR removes the no pain, no gain mantra and makes exercise enjoyable. We've incorporated the power of group workouts into Fix VR XR with motivating music, leaderboards, and personalized advice from top fitness instructors. Top trainers have designed everyday class. Isn't that that sounds like the same kind of stuff, but it is a major overhaul.
Okay, so Boy Brown says they have added and taken away in FitXR. I'm curious what that means, because I don't know what they took away. But it sounds like they're also trying to put in some stuff. It says the app will start with more than 4 hours of boxing workouts. Later in the year, the company says it will add different styles of workout to take the game beyond boxing. The phrasing being used is virtual fitness studio. So they might be trying to do some more stuff like, okay, hold your move controllers and do like this kind of exercise, and we're going to track you when you stretch, and we'll do a yoga thing or something like that, which they could easily do with the move controllers, I think, pretty well. So I'm curious to see where they expand this, where it goes. They're also talking about selling licensed music packs, but it sounds like a pipe dream, because in this press release, it's like, it says there's potential, as has been explored by VR game Beat Saber, for licensed artist pack 2. And it's like, you're not Beat Saber, guys. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to get Imagine Dragons, but we'll see.
They actually do seem like they've been pretty successful overall, though. I think people have really gravitated towards Box VR because of how good of a fitness app it is.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's saying, oh, it's this amazing game, but there's so many people saying this is like the best routine workout, like daily routine workout that you can get.
Yeah. Well, they actually, this article says as well, they just raised $7.5 million in funding. So maybe they will be able to get some licensed artist packs. I don't know. Might be good.
Maybe. Yeah, it's been really reassuring to see not only the cats out there being like people using it every single day as a weight loss tool or a cardio tool or a fitness tool. Seeing that has been great, because I spent a significant amount of time with it. I think I spent like a week with it to do my review, and I felt really good about it. But then I never went back, and so I know that some of the cats have been talking about starting a daily class and getting in there and having to like, okay, at like 10 a.m., which is not happening.
All going to happen.
Noon, maybe noon. At noon, we can all hop in and do a class together and do like a regular half-hour daily routine. I would be totally down for that. Get some weighted gloves. I've already got them.
So Ryan, the VR Grid, is very mad about the changes they made, because he's typing in all caps. But he says they took out the OG. I'm going to read it like the way I think he feels.
What up, Ryan?
They took out the OG3 maps in exchange for one map. He didn't put an exclamation point, but I'm assuming
map. Like he also said, in terms of like the environment,
background. They were 3 backgrounds. Now there's 1 background.
And you can't make custom workouts anymore.
You can't make custom workouts anymore. It's all caps. Just keep that in mind. He's very. Oh, he said it again. You can't make custom workouts anymore. Okay, so that's unfortunate, but it sounds like they are adding some stuff. Maybe that'll balance it out. I guess we'll just have to wait and see on PSVR. This patch already updated on PC, right? It's coming later to PCVR or PS.
I think it's it might be, or it's. I know it said like soon to Quest and PSVR.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so this will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see where they take this. And again, it was great to see that the gamers are embracing this, but also that the developers haven't given up on it, that they're doing these radical changes. It's a risky move. You piss off people like Ryan.
The opposite. There's a difference between giving up and being like super successful. Like Just Incredible says, there's some serious investment behind it. That's basically what's going on. Is some people have picked them up and they're doing very well. I'm very happy for them as well, because I think it's a great idea and a great concept. But yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that we get we say that there's a difference between them, just not giving up on the game, and then like actually being like having millions of dollars invested into them. There's a big difference.
Yeah, and that's important to note the number too, 7.5 million. If I remember correctly, Rec Room had a
5 million?
Yeah, that's what I just read from the article. So Rec Room had a $5 million round of initial investment, if I remember that properly. And Rec Room has been running as a free game with some purchases you can have in game, but mostly free for years now, and just improving and adding stuff, and really wild how they went that far with $5 million. Man, if they got 7.5 million in a paid game that's already out there. They're going to do a lot with this, I think, or at least people think it's going to be lucrative, because VR fitness is kind of a huge deal. Like as a market to sell to people would buy Quest for this shit, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, this is all
Or
this is all
PSVR.
really good stuff. Yeah. It's all really good stuff, and I'm excited to dive back in and how many did you? I did a class with a couple people before. I don't know what the maximum is. It would be great to have like a whole bunch of people in. Like I can't imagine.
Oh, yeah, like we could.
Yeah, like an actual like big class. I can't imagine like that they should. There shouldn't be too many reasons to set a limit, because.
No, I don't think so.
Not a whole lot of stuff's going on. It's not like a competitive thing. You're just like seeing numbers climb on a high score chart. That's all it is.
Speed of climb. What's up, Tornado? Guys, that is it. That's all the news for today.
Yeah.
Take us home, Brian.
Whew, yeah, no, I'm so glad we're at the end of this, only because like my brain is totally fried. And
I can tell you are fried.
I'm doing my absolute best. Every time I start to talk, I go, wait, what the fuck was I just saying?
I'm already having work right now. I just got an email, so I'm halfway here.
All right, well, in that case, we will move it along and get out of here, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody who hung out earlier for the State of Play stream. Apologies that it wasn't as awesome as we wanted it to be. It's not our fault, but still, I feel like I have to apologize for them. But still, Hitman's going to be fucking incredible. Can't wait to floss. Can't wait to floss in VR. I can't wait to floss other people in VR.
Right.
I love it, AJ. I love it. All right, guys. Thank you again so much for hanging out and watching. Thank you to everybody who commented. Thank you to everybody who tipped and sent money our way. Really, really appreciate it. It looks like there will be pizza on the menu tonight. Also, make sure you subscribe to Dave over at Dave Station VR. Make sure you subscribe to AJ over at PSVR Underground. And also check out AJ's Dream Border VR.
Yes,
you said it right.
Cool.
I got it right. Dream Border. Nice. Thumbs up. Thumbs it up. Follow him as a creator, and that's it, man. Thank you to everybody who did everything, but also thank you to everybody who didn't do anything. Just kicked back, watched, and didn't say a word. We love you too. That's
Big
it.
shout out to our mod too.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Jesus. I gotta make a list of everybody we need to thank every week. Thank you to all of our mods who keep this place running, man. If it wasn't for them, it would just be a total fucking disaster. Worse disaster. Yeah. All right, that's it. Thank you, everybody, again. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, AJ. My name is Brian. This was PSVR Gamescast, and we're out.
Love you guys.
Woo! AJ, you got a fancy story about MacGyvering anything else for the outro?
Oh man, I mean,
what else have you MacGyvered lately?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I constantly MacGyver stuff to fix stuff in my house. Yeah, like there's some like I had a hole in my wall and I had guests coming over, and so I bought this sheetrock compound, and then I bought this stuff called plaster in Paris, which is plaster of Paris, and yeah. And so if you combine those two, it dries really fast. So if ever you need to cover a hole in your house real fast, plaster
of Paris
on Paris, plaster and Paris,
plaster in Paris,
and sheetrock compound makes a great combination.
Plaster in Paris, the name of a sex tape starring Paris Hilton?
No, I don't know.
No, it's called One Night in Paris.
All right, but big shout out to Nick Mulo, the Game Cat, Omar, Avila, David, Scott, Jessica, thank you so much, Julia, Drew, Royce, Schwartz, Decepticon, yes, Steve, IRE, Sacred Road, guys, I'm just up to you, Johnny Rap Off the Stray Cat, Baggy the 10, you got cold yogurt, et.2k9.now, Perfected Insanity, so perfect, Wonder Rob, Mark Pringles, Leaf, Just Incredible VR, PSVR Underground, I know that dude, the VR Grid, Ryan, make sure you go check him out as well. I can't read your name because it's all caps and all weird. Gunning KO1, Claire Blackshot, thank you so much for joining. I can't wait to talk more about Dreams. Seriously, guys, Dreams is amazing. And PT Zucked, Boy Brown, Alto Keys.
Man,
anyone else? Drew B.
Don't piss Ryan off, or he might retract his box quote.
45 Tech 78. Thank you for hanging. Thank you guys all for hanging out. We'll see you in the Discord. Make sure you join the Discord. Links in the description. Gonna be awesome tonight.
Can we go eat pizza now? Can we go?
Yeah,
eat
it's
pizza?
pizza time. Pizza time. But before we go, I gotta say, Web Systems.
Oh my God.